Good morning, my Teaserking family. Hope everybody is doing well. Sunday, June 11th, high noon. Next week's day in the U.S. Open. I always love how it's always on Father's Day. Pretty interesting. So I'm able to eat now, so I'm eating breakfast with the professor or lunch with the professor. Well, he's doing well. Let's start off with gold. Let's start off with baseball. Gold didn't do anything yesterday. So baseball, I had one lock yesterday. Milwaukee, which actually lost to Oakland somehow. So that lost, unfortunately. We've got Detroit and Arizona has already started at 11:30. Unknown why you would start a baseball game so early on a Sunday. Doesn't make any sense to me, and they wonder why attendance is down. Houston and Cleveland is coming up in about 40 minutes. B-lock for Houston, 3-2, 3-3-5 against Shane Beaver, 4-3, 3-5-7. This game could go either way, over under 8. I have no idea. Let's pass that. There are two or three pitcher, number 2 or number 3 pitchers, so we'll let it go. KC Baltimore, KC Hernandez 0-3 with the 4-3-1 against Kyle Gibson 7-3. So I like Baltimore here. Let's go with Baltimore. Washington and Atlanta. We got Williams for Washington, 2-4 with a 4-1-5 against Elder, 4-0. So let's go with Atlanta here. We got the better pitcher, 4-0 with a 2-2-6. The Dodgers and Philly, we got Gonzalez 1-2 with 2-7-0 for the Dodgers. Taiwan Walker 5-3 with the 5-0-4. I like LA here. The Mets and the Pirates. Bobby is playing today for the Mets. That's what he told me. Carlos Carrasco 2-2 with the 5-9-4 against Mitch Keller, 7-2 with the 3-6-0. Well, the Pitt has the better pitching, but with Bobby playing for the Mets, I can see some runs scoring. So we'll take the Mets for Bobby. The NYMs. Minnesota, Toronto. We've got Varland 3-2 with the 4-4-0 against Gausman, 5-3 with the 2-6-3. Like Toronto here. Texas and Tampa. Here we go. Martin Perez, 6-1 with a 3-9-7 against Shane McClanahan, the big ace, 9-1 with a 2-0. We're going to lock this game. Tampa Bay under 8.5. Lock. Love it. I would take McClanahan, but against Perez, who's 6-1 with a 3.97 ERA, it's not so easy, but it should stay low scoring. So lock Tampa Bay under. Or you can play McClanahan also. I'm taking the under. Miami, Garrett, 2-2 with the 4-4-7 against Giolito, 5-4 with the 3-7-5. Let's go over with Miami here. Over 8. Oakland and Milwaukee, JP Sears, 0-3 with the 4-2-0 against Freddie Peralta, 5-5 with the 5-0. I'm going to go over in this game. I had Milwaukee yesterday, and they lose to Oakland. They won 16 games with a terrible pitcher, so I'm not taking Milwaukee again. We'll go over 8. 2 weak pitchers. Cincinnati, St. Louis, Hunter Green. Really? The guy's name's Hunter Green. 1-4 with a 3.92 ERA against Wainwright, 2-1 with a 5.97. I like this game over. 8. San Diego, Colorado, Blake Snell, 2-6 with a 4.06 against Dinelson Lamont, 1-3 with a 12.42. So we're going over again with Colorado. over 11.5. Yesterday we went over 12.5. Didn't even get close. So we will see. The Cubbies and the 49ers. We got Wisniewski for the Cubbies, 2-2 with the 4.72. Brebia, 2-0 with the 3.38. No comment there. Seattle and California. Gilbert 4-3 with the 3.80 against Channing 4.7. Let's look at what happened yesterday. That was one of my locks yesterday, was Seattle over 9. The way it was going, I doubt I won it, but let's see. Seattle 6-2. We needed over 9. We got 8. We did pick Seattle to win. So let's see today. So 6-2. So the Angels don't score. Gilbert 3.8. So I'm going to pass on this. And of course, the Red Sox Yankees Sunday night game. It's so stupid. It's like having steak every day for dinner. Eventually, you just don't want it anymore. Brian Bello for Boston, 3-4 with a 4 ERA against Clark Schmidt, 2-6 with the 5. We go over New York Yankees over 8.5. So sometimes, like yesterday, you have a real good picks and bad results. Some days you have the same picks and you win everything. That's gambling, but it happens in everything. So let's go to the NBA. Is that tonight? NBA. Yeah, that's tomorrow night. They don't even give a spread here. Unbelievable. There we go. Denver 8.5. So again, we're taking Denver tomorrow. It's tomorrow night. I don't know. Why would you not have it on Sunday? In the summer, do you actually, Sunday family day, you have the barbecue, maybe you'll watch the game. Monday night, ain't nobody watching this game. First of all, it's Denver, Miami. You have no appeal to Denver or Miami. I don't get it. So somebody's going to sit there at ABC and say, oh, no, Monday night's better. Out of their fucking minds. Okay, let's go to gold, which we know didn't change from yesterday. How could it? The markets were closed. So again, silver 24.28, gold 19.60. No, I did not buy or go to the store yesterday. I went to the pool and to the club, and I didn't even get Chinese. So let me tell you my dinner story. So I go to get pizza. I'm going to get Jets pizza. I know it's terrible for me. It's all sugar. It's all carbs and cheese. The worst thing you can eat. But I've had Chinese every week. I got a steak in the fridge that I'm going to make tonight. Hamburgers. I still got chicken from the week. So I'm like, all right, I need something else here. So let's get Jets pizza. How not to run a business? So I go to Jets Pizza and there's a line, and I get to the cashier, take my order, go, can I see the menu? We don't have menus. Excuse me? How the fuck do I know what to order? And I know you've had menus. I've been here before. I normally get the 4-piece square pizza. So it's like a 4-piece, it's like a square. So they cut them into squares. They're big, thick pieces. I normally get hamburger and onions and green pepper on them. So I'm eating my as healthy as I can eat a pizza. And again, it's a one-off. This is not, I have it every 3-4 months. That's it. So the guy says, well, I don't have a menu. I go, what the fuck do I order? So there was like a TV on top. Now we get into the market. So I look, I know what I want. So the 4-piece, and it's like, it was like $15 for 4-piece with like burger, onion, and pepper, which it probably was $8 or $9, maybe $10 before. Not that I can't afford the 15, but there's no fucking way I'm paying 15 for it. So as I'm looking at the menu, people are cutting in front of me because there's no menu except for what's on the TV. So in other words, you're at the register here, you're cutting in front of me, not that crowded, but crowded enough, and it's going to take 20 minutes to cook. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, $15 for the 4-piece. It's not a big one. I mean, I don't know what you call it, but it's, I guess there's a 4-piece or an 8-piece. I don't know what the 8-piece is. So I just said, nah, it's ridiculous. And I walked out. That was like the ribs, where the ribs, when I go to the store, went from 10 to 15. And I said, I'm not paying 15 for it. It dropped to 12 and I bought it. Well, same thing here. First of all, I know better than to get pizza, but I'm not paying $15 for a little square pizza that will zoom my sugar way up and it's unhealthy and it'll take me a week to recover. And I said no. And I was trying to aim to eat like 2 pieces of it, like food to eat, which I know. So I'm kind of glad I was like, I could use that. I just had a negative feeling. I go, no. So I used the price as a good excuse to not buy it. So I go to this like Coney Island type and I get a hamburger. And so I start talking to the waitress, cute little girl. And I said, do you ever go to it's where I go for my coins. It's in the same plaza. I go, do you ever go to the coin guy and get coins? She says, no. And I start explaining. Any chance I can, I try to help. So I go to the gal and I go, well, and I show her eBay, right? I said, here's, I'm like, look at what's happening. So I show her eBay. Why is it? And eBay, so I show her the gold's 2,000 an ounce, and then I show her the silver's like 35 ounces. You need to buy this because the dollar's going away, and I don't want to see you get hurt because you're going to get hurt. I says for $30, you can even for 28 you can buy ounces of silver there. I said I'd recommend you at least buying 4 or 5 ounces. I says my plans to buy is when I have 20 ounces of silver is when silver price goes up to 10 silver to buy an ounce of gold. I'm going to take 20, let's call it 28. So for 560, I buy 20 ounces. And then for gold's up to 30,000. I then go, so silver's up to 3. I then take 10 and buy an ounce of gold. So I basically turn 540 into $60,000. Pretty smart. She says, yeah, that's real smart. So she at least got me. She wasn't like the communist. Versus I'm the waitress, I'm going to listen for the tip. I got the fact that she was going, yeah, that's a good idea. So we'll see. I don't know. I get a lot of that in life where people listen to you, but then aren't really listening to you. Like the guy in Barcelona at the thing, and then his buddy says, oh, no, you can buy real estate. So I was kind of like, people are very stupid. I see, especially the communists. You have a chance to read any book because you're in America and you want to read Karl Marx and learn about communism. Who does that? What in God's name would you read a book on Karl Marx if you could read a book on Adam Smith or read a book on economics or, I don't know. It blows my mind how somebody would out of free will, read Karl Marx. I don't see any time I would read Karl Marx. I know communism's bad. I know Keynesian is wrong. It's been proven terrible. You don't want government controlling the money and the market. You want us controlling the market. So very simple. But once you learn Austrian economics, where you are empowered, you're the market, you control things, Say's law. Once you read that, why would you go anywhere else? So I don't need to go to read Marx to learn that it's a bad thing. And I know Russia is still struggling. It's crazy. So I don't get it. My girlfriend got married. Says, I went and got dessert yesterday, and I was sick for 2 or 3 days, and now I didn't hear from her for 2 or 3 days, and she says, "Well, I'm still tired from getting poisoned." I mean, this is communism, right? I don't know too many bakeries I go to and get poisoned. So anyway, I feel bad for her. Hopefully she's okay. But anyway, so I wanted to share something with you. I was just watching our friend, not Dr. Vinny Boomba, but our good Dr. Ekberg. So
you've stopped driving at night because of vision problems, try this simple
God,
ice
I
hack
hate
with
these
water.
fucking commercials.
People are getting sicker and sicker.
So here's our good doctor, and the title is "Only a Glass of This Juice Reverses Clogged Arteries and Lowers High Blood Pressure." I'm going to play a little bit of it, and the purpose of it is how stupid people are and how they believe anything, which is always what I'm trying to warn you about, is listening to a Reichert or a Rule or a Maloney or all these idiots who claim to know about gold, silver, and the economy, who are clueless. They're all little salesmen and stockbrokers, and they really don't know. They don't know what inflation is, but people watch them and listen to them. So let's go here.
Only a tablespoon a day, 3.2 million views. And if it works for all those things, why wouldn't it work for heart disease, the #1 killer of mankind? Nobody knew it was this simple, right? 1 cup a day, clear clogged arteries and heart. Only a glass of this juice will remove clogged arteries. That's fantastic. Not only will it remove the plaque, it will remove the entire artery. This must be quite some potion. And unclog arteries, 1 glass in the morning, 1 glass of juice in the morning, reverse clogged arteries, 1 tablespoon a day, reverse clogged arteries. So I found dozens. I counted up some 35 different videos with outrageous claims and very, very high view counts. And of course, we want to ride the trend of the coronavirus. People are concerned about their lungs.
This is like a year ago.
You guessed it. Just 1 cup. Your lungs and respiratory tract will love you. A cup a day will keep your lung problems away. So some of you are laughing and you're saying, that's so ridiculous. I would never click on that. But it shows us a bigger problem. And why is this so disturbing? Because overall, there were over 250 million views on just these 30 videos that I found. And that means there's 250 million people that are cheated out of an understanding and an opportunity to actually get healthy. They are looking for a quick fix, and they're promised a quick fix and a single solution. They're basically saying that don't worry about anything you've done in the last 30 years. Just have a cup of this or a tablespoon of this and all your problems will go away. Well, this guy over here, he lived about 50,000 years ago. And I think he was a lot smarter than that, because he would look at these claims and he would say, no, it doesn't work like that. If we eat a plant or an animal and we get sick, then the solution is not to eat another plant to try to compensate for it. It's to stop eating the thing that got us sick. This guy could figure that out. And we have evolved to a point where we don't get that anymore. We look for these quick fixes and single solutions. So it's not mostly about adding things, it's mostly about taking away. Another example would be fish in a lake. If a lake is getting really polluted, all the industries are just spewing their garbage into that lake, and they think it's a good idea to just add one more chemical in that lake and hope that it would solve the problem. It's not about adding one more thing, it's about cleaning up the lake. We even get this with dogs. If the dog gets sick, what's the first question? We say, what did the dog eat? Let's not feed the dog that anymore. If the dog gets fat, we say it's because it's being kept sedentary. It's not moving like dogs are supposed to, and it's eating man-made food. We get it. So why can't we get it with humans? Why don't we understand that it's more about taking away? Why do we think that we can add something to undo all of the things we've done in the last 20, 30 years? And unfortunately, one of the biggest reasons, the allopathic paradigm. Allopathic means mainstream medicine. It's the idea that some healthcare, they give a medication for a symptom, but in the alternative healthcare field, in the natural healthcare field, they follow the same idea. They just replace the medication with an herb or an elixir or a synthetic vitamin or something. The idea is the same, that they're trying to solve a problem by adding something. And there is nothing you can add to undo the things you've done. You have to undo those things. So the problem here is that we're stuck in a pill mentality. Whether it's an herb or an elixir or a medication, it's still the same pill mentality that we have to get past. It's not about adding something, it's about restoring function and adopting the whole lifestyle.
So if you're over 40 and haven't achieved freedom of movement and flexibility, you're nuts. If you're not doing bodyweight,
the whole lifestyle. But if you thought those previous examples were outrageous, now let's go beyond ridiculous. Let's add a time frame to when this is supposed to be done. Only 2 cups a day for 1 week for a flat stomach, 26 million views. And 1 glass a day for 1 week for a flat stomach. And how I lost belly fat in 7 days, no diet, no workout. So here, you don't have to do anything. Keep smoking and drinking and eat your pizza, and you don't have to do anything. You can get this done in 7 days. How to lose arm fat in 7 days. It just doesn't work for belly fat or weight. You can even lose that arm fat. 12 million views. But wait, why should it have to take a whole week? Who's got that kind of time? I mean, let's go a little further beyond ridiculous. How to remove belly fat in a single night drinking this magical water. Now we're talking. 1.5 million views. Bedtime drink to remove belly fat in a single night. 9.2 million views. Just boil 2 ingredients and drink this before bedtime and lost weight overnight. 15 million views. So you don't even have to really speak English, even though you have an English title and video, to get 15 million views. So what are we thinking here? These videos alone got over 25 million views. So is this a person who says, oops, I forgot to change my lifestyle this winter, and I gotta go to the bikini and feel good? And then to round it off, let's bring up the Hall of Fame of absurd claims. These are the one-of-a-kinds. Only a teaspoon before meal. Remove belly fat in 1 night. I mean, I buy that all day long, right? I lost weight in 1 day without diet and exercise. Didn't have to do anything. And how to lose weight in 2 hours. Now that's got to be the kicker. Like, oh my God, is that the time? My wedding is in 2 hours and I can't get into this wedding dress. All right, let me find a video to solve the problem. What?
So I think you guys get the scenario I'm pointing out there. So when I like Madoff or half these hedge investors, I noticed a lot of hedge funds or their financial type of people who are the ones doing the Ponzi scheme and the scams. They all seem to be rich. And this is why people are so fucking stupid. Yeah, drink a glass of water and you don't have to work out. You don't have to fast. Go eat chocolate chips and Oreo cookies and Lucky Charms, and you'll lose weight if you drink this glass of water an hour before bedtime. Look how stupid these people are. 25 million views. Like, if you think you don't have to work and a little workout and a lot with the incremental fasting and staying away from the sugars, it's hard work to do that. Although in my case, I don't call it work. It's just simple. I'm eating an avocado. I mean, it's just like being intelligent. I'm eating the avocado. I'm having eggs. I'm having steak and chicken, and I'm having a lot of veggies and a little bit of fruit. And hey, look at me. I lost 70 pounds and got my blood pressure down, but I had to do something, and it wasn't overnight. It took 5-6 months, but then now I feel much better. And this is the point I just don't understand is people thinking they can do things. 1 tablespoon of this and you'll lose all your belly fat. Well, you lose it all if you do incremental fasting and stay away from sugar and carbs, but you're not going to do it by taking a teaspoon of anything, right? So if I put on a few pounds, all I got to do to take it off is go back to my eggs, steak, veggies. Done eating at 6, don't eat till noon, do it for a week, and I'll drop my 5 pounds that I put on eating cake and pie and ice cream because it was a birthday or an anniversary or a wedding or something. But you have to, nothing comes in a day. And this is the problem, right? Everybody thinks, nobody really takes time to understand. Everybody's so gullible, and this is all public school and keeping you away from thinking. So what do you think's happening with the money? Of course, nobody's going to believe the currency's collapsing. Of course, they'll look at gold. It'd be like me saying, well, overnight gold's going to go up $50,000. Well, it's not going to happen like that. It's going to happen because of X, Y, and Z, and it's going to take time. But it's not going to happen tomorrow. It might happen tomorrow, but I don't think it will. But that doesn't mean we don't prepare for it, right? We need to prepare for what's going to happen. So I'm telling you, like, don't take a tablespoon. But this is how gullible people are. They'll see Amazon stock go up. They all buy Amazon. Oh, this is the stock to be in. Why? Well, I don't know, but I know everybody else is in it, so it must be good. It's going up. I must be fine with it. This second, I got to get my tea. So I'm making ginger tea to be healthy. And what ginger tea is, you take the ginger root and you cut it up and you skin it. You get the little ginger balls. You put it in a pot. You boil water, you pour it in. I get 3 or 4 of these gingers in there. It takes about 15, 20 minutes, and then you get the flavor of and the quotient of the ginger to help you. Now, I don't expect this to help me overnight, but if I have it every day and I make about 3 cups of it, I do expect it make me healthier, but not once, not just have 1 pot and then I'm all healthy. So this is people. So you wonder why people get Madoffed or other Ponzi schemes in the red or the Attack on Wall Street or any of these movies. You wonder why they're taken. So people don't know what's going on, but they need to learn what's going on. Not just listen to what, not just, well, Peter Schiff said this, so I'm going to do it. No, because he doesn't. Does Peter Schiff know what he's talking about? Absolutely not. He sounds like actually listen to what he says. He has no clue. He doesn't understand paper and physical gold, as I said yesterday. Here's the paper elevator, and here's the gold elevator. Paper will never go to 30,000. Once we get the physical, that's when it gets to 30,000. Peter Schiff only talks paper, doesn't talk physical. Most of these guys only do. They just go, well, the record high for gold's 2,500. Well, it's not the record high. It's the bullshit high because it's always here based on derivative contracts that are keeping the price low. So this is not fundamental supply and demand free market. It's controlled, price fixed. Over here would be the free market once we get there, which we're hoping to get there very soon. That's why I say 50,000. And I'll be happy to conduct a logical debate with anybody over it. I don't care who it is. I'll win. Because it's a lot like when we bet football and it's price fixed. So we understand that, and a lot of this I get from football. Analyzing the football games have helped me to analyze gold and the economy and money and everything else. All comes back for it. My friend Carmen gets some text this morning. I need money. And it's the same story. It's, well, I haven't been working and I've been buying gold and silver ahead of the collapse, but she doesn't understand the collapse. Also, she knows you used to give me more money and she won't listen to what I'm telling her. I haven't been working. So I've got to be careful with my money, and the money I have, I've been buying gold and silver with. She doesn't want to listen. She just to be nice. Well, yeah, I don't need 100. I need 500. I go, why are you treating me like shit for? I've been nice, taking you in. I've helped you with money for years. What is the problem here? Why are you not nice to me? Why do you yell at me if and then you keep asking for money? Why would I want to give you more money? Because no matter what, if I were to give her 500, she'd want us. She asked for a fucking house. This is in Romania. I don't know what a house costs. Probably 20, 30 grand. I would have, it's probably like 80 lei, and the lei's 4 to 1 or so. Hey, Bobby Bo. Well, I was talking about Carmen, actually. No matter what I give her, it's not enough money. I just did a video from our friend, the doctor, Dr. Stan. And in the video, he talks about how stupid people are. You can lose belly weight if you have a teaspoon of this, and it would get like 20 million views. You'll see it when you go back. Well, I'll get back to that in a minute. So what he's saying is people oh, I can lose 1,000 pounds if I take a teaspoon of this juice before bed, and or in an hour I can lose a lot of weight. So he's saying how ridiculous that is, how gullible people are, which leads me to Madoff, and in finance, how gullible people are to stay in money and not to buy gold because they don't quite follow it. That's what I'm saying is how gullible. Why people got Madoff is because they'll listen to anything and they don't think. Now back to Carmen. I got a text from Carmen today about I need money. About a month ago, as I'm back to work, I gave her $100. Well, that's exactly what he's saying. It's a quick fix that isn't real. Oh, you can lose 10 pounds of belly fat drinking this juice with no diet and no workout. Does that make any sense, Bobby? I mean, you can't fucking do that. And they'll have 10 million views. And I'm teaching you how to survive this collapse that's going on and be rich for life by buying gold and silver. A very simple solution to this incredibly difficult problem to understand because nobody understands this. And the way out is gold and silver. I get 50 views. These guys are getting 10 million views on taking a teaspoon of this before bed. And you'll lose your belly fat with no workout and no exercise. How stupid are people? I don't know how to comprehend that, Bobby. But yet I make it very easy how to get into gold, and nobody cares about it. Well, they don't have the foresight, but I think they don't have the conception how to think. What do you think of the sauna? I read it has numerous great health benefits. I am starting to incorporate it into my regime. These people need this class. Well, that's the whole point. They need. I don't know how to get more people to this class because I'll see. But even like if Peter Schiff or these other guys, Maloney, they only get a couple thousand views. Nobody's getting like 50,000 views. Even Alistair McLean and Andrew, they don't get the views like. And I'm not even sure how it happens. Like some of these idiots, like take a tablespoon of this and you'll lose weight. That gets 10 million views. How does it get 10 million views? I don't understand that. I don't understand. I know I don't get the views because I don't charge, and I say it's not allowed for kids. And that keeps me off the algorithm where I don't get into the mainstream more, but I'm not going to, it's the way I set it up, but I'm not, I think if I do kids, I don't know. If I start charging then and we get all these commercials, and I hate that. And I won't do that to people who want to watch my video, have a commercial every 5 minutes. And I swear these commercials come when you go out of they must know you leave the room. Because I just went and made some tea, right? So I made the whatchamacallit tea. What the fuck is it? Not the ginger. I just made ginger tea. And I go get my avocado. So I got the YouTube on, listen to the doctor. And I swear, as soon as I go to the kitchen to cut the avocado and I'm still listening, I don't need to watch it. All of a sudden it goes to a commercial. They had this commercial that was 3 hours long, and it said like 50-minute commercials. It's not even a commercial. Like I don't want to watch this. I'm watching this other show. I expect a little 10-second commercial and back. So now I got to run back to the TV to click off because I don't want to listen to that. Well, that's the problem. People are lazy. They don't have the necessary foresight. They don't want to work hard. It'd be like somebody going, it'd be like you putting out a video. Here's how you hit major league pitching in 20 minutes. Put a rope in front of you and hit the rope, and then you'll be a professional hitter. That's about how stupid it is. It's like, no, you've got to face. You've got to face a million pitches, like playing poker. You got to play a million hands. You can't play poker. I can teach you poker in a half hour and you'll be a professional poker. I mean, they don't want to work for it, and that's why they fail everything. I'm reading your stuff, Bobby. What do I think of the sun? I read it has numerous health benefits. I don't know that much about it. I know the sweat poison out is good. I don't know if that's the only way. I don't know if I'm in the pool, I am sweating. Like when I really get going in the pool and I'm in it for an hour and I'm running and swimming, I'll start sweating, especially on a hot day out. So I don't know if I need to be in the sauna, but the sweat's good because it does release poisons in your system. So I know that's good. I don't think it's for weight loss. I think it's just water weight. And as soon as you drink water to replenish, I would stay away from Gatorade, though. Gatorade's got a lot of sugar in it. So you just got to have regular water, maybe with a little honey and a little cinnamon, a little ginger, and instead of Gatorade, because it's very sweet. The sugars are not healthy for you. I am starting to incorporate it in my regimen. I don't find it bad. If you find it's healthy for you, then keep going. Those people need this class. Well, I kicked the Canadian off yesterday because he lost his mind. He when you come to the class, I'm the teacher. I'm teaching you. Now, I'm not bullshitting you. I'm telling you, $700,000 house, and I'm saying you're crazy. He said he put $400,000 down, and I'm sitting there going, you must be out of your mind. Why would you do that? You could have bought gold with it, which is going to see. That takes us back to Attack on Wall Street, right? The guy takes his 60 grand, and instead of buying gold, and he'd be worth 100 grand, he invests in real estate trust. People can't pay because they couldn't afford, because they were bad risks going forward, and he loses his 60 grand. And then he goes and kills everybody. Had he just put it in the gold. So my whole point, if you're watching my class, you would have known you never would have put 400,000 into a house. And why would you be buying houses now in the middle of this whole housing crash that's about to happen? It's mostly going to be from the currency, because as the currency drops in value because of the inflation and interest rates go up, all the foreigners who own $7 trillion of houses in the U.S., Japan, China, Germany, Russia, the rich countries in Europe, they're going to pull their money and get it out because they know, well, my $400,000 house in U.S. dollars is not going to be worth anything. So they all sell their houses. You have more sales than buyers, and the market drops, and that's what's about to happen. And again, I don't know if it's tomorrow or in a month, but it's happening, right? So why would you buy a house now, especially put 400 grand down? If you're going to do it, I'd put 100 grand down and put 300 into gold and just sit on it and just relax and wait for the gold price to go up. So I don't understand that. Professor is straight up and don't BS like a lot of YouTube lots who do it to get views and attention. Thank you, Bobby. And that's the whole point. I'm here to teach. I don't charge you. It's a fucking economics class that's a master's level class at a accounting and business school. I had to pay a couple $1,000s for the class. I took 3 classes in it. And you name a class that's free. So why would I bullshit you? I'm not selling gold and silver like Peter Schiff and Andy guy and these other guys. They're trying to sell their gold and silver for, and so they'll make the case for you to buy it, even if it's true or not, and they don't know what they're talking about. Holy shit. I always told myself the same thing, that every time I walk away, it goes to commercial almost. Like they can see where I'm at. I swear you're the first person who said that. Remember how we think, Bobby. I worry about them I close my laptop when I'm not on because I know they can see through. They can steal your camera thanks to Zuckerberg and Gates and these assholes who are selling our information to the Russians. When I'm watching on the TV, I swear exactly like you're saying. I go away, and if it's YouTube, it goes to, and it doesn't go to a 30-second commercial. It goes to, all of a sudden there's a 1-hour commercial. Like, what the fuck is that? You expelled that guy Andrew yesterday. Yes, I did. You ever get buffalo wings? No, I don't really. I'm not a big wing guy. I would much see, I cook. So I get the big chicken breast and I cut them into small pieces and I put them in the frying pan. I put honey and olive oil and lemon on it and all my seasonings. And then I mix in the broccoli and all that. So I eat, most of my meals are a lot of broccoli and bell peppers and onions and mushrooms and whatever you like. And I mix it up with the chicken. So I got the meat with all the veggies. And that's a lot of my meals, but that's extremely healthy. So I don't really get that. If I go to the grocery store, I'm not interested in the wings. I'm interested in the breasts and the thighs. So a lot like women. So anyway, yeah, Andrew started being derogatory. And he was like, you don't know what you're talking about. And, he was arguing with me. And the problem is I got to take the concentration away from what I'm talking about to read it. And it doesn't add value to the class. You add value to the class because we'll start talking gold or food or health or whatever. We're on the same page. But when these guys like Phil starts talking about, well, I wouldn't give money to the meeting. Yeah, it was Jenna's birthday, and I send her money for a birthday, or I send her money for food. Just talking about me, but it's not really a conversation like, well, I don't send money to my girlfriends. You're an idiot. I mean, that's got nothing to do with class. So if I bring up something about myself, or you bring up something where you go to the gold store and your family doesn't understand it, that's part of the class. That's fine because I want to hear that. And I let him go with the housing because I wanted to understand why he doesn't get it. But he got a little carried away yesterday. And I didn't like it. I don't tolerate that. And I'm not here to get frustrated and I'm not here to get upset. So that's why, people say, why don't you have comments available? Because I don't want to get upset. What am I going to get? Great class. Okay, but you can tell me here, or you're an idiot, I don't like that. Well, if I get the you're an idiot, I don't like that, or I don't agree with you, I don't want to read it. I know not everybody's going to get it, but you're here to learn. This is a class. That's why I specifically say this is not a show, it's a class. But I try to make it fun and entertainment. That's why I throw in the wrestling, or we just had the doctor on. That's the whole point of it. But I'm here to teach economics and explain gold to you. And then football, when football comes, we go through the picks, and I explain how to pick. So I'm not saying take a tablespoon of this and you'll know how to pick football games, or you'll have a flat stomach, or you'll lose 100 pounds. I'm walking you through, this is how I look at the game to figure it out. And then you see the results and you go, fuck yes, this guy knows how to pick. And I've been doing it since the mid-70s. And if I don't know what I'm doing, I'm still not doing it because nobody's going to do it and lose money. So that's what I do. So, no, I really don't get buffalo wings, but, if you enjoy them, enjoy them. Bro's talking to himself. I don't understand that. That's true, Professor. Comments leave too much opportunities for the Andrews and Phils of the world. Well, I don't mind it being live. I don't get what Rick W. is bringing to the class. Bro's talking to himself. You think I'm talking to myself? I'm doing a class. We're talking gold and economics, and I'm talking to Bobby now. So I don't understand even why you're putting a comment down. See, this is the thing that interrupts the class, and it doesn't make sense. If I'm doing a class, I'm talking to the class. And if you don't watch it live, you can still watch it later, right? You can go back and watch yesterday's now if you want to. I do. Everybody does videos. Like if you see Maloney do one on gold, he's just doing a video. He's not even doing it live. And then people watch it and go, oh, okay. And, so if you're doing a video, Rick, on YouTube, and I guess you've never done one or you wouldn't make that comment, you would understand that you're teaching. So I bring up the Titanic and the gold and the dollar. I haven't gotten there yet, or I've talked about it enough. And today we're talking other subjects because I'm able to talk many subjects. So, same thing, Bobby. What is this Rick W. bringing to class? Talking to himself, just doesn't get it. What do you think a teacher does? Do you think a teacher's talking to the class? Does anybody listen? I don't know. Is he talking to himself? No, I'm talking to you guys. Okay. Anyway, see, one more of those and we won't hear from Rick anymore. So I want comments that are good for the thing. Well, I find that those type of people, Bobby, are they know more than we do, right? They know a lot, and they don't want to be told what to do. Although Phil, I thought, learned. Andrew, Rick, you need to sit down, shut up, and listen, sir. You tell him, Bobby. So what you have is they come in and they already know everything. I don't know why they come. See, now Andrew comes for my free picks. He'll say, give me a lock, give me a free pick. Then he says, oh, by the way, I just bought a $700,000 house and I put $400,000 down. And I'm like, why don't you fucking pay for the picks? He'll come in on football season. This guy found me on Facebook and I deleted my Facebook, not for him, but I just don't want to be on Zuckerberg's list. And I give pick. That's what I do in Teaserking in football. And the guy's like, give me your lock, give me your pick. And I'm like, pay for it. Nick pays for it. I got, 3 dozen people that pay for my picks. I'm not going to insult them by giving you the pick for free. You want that type of information, you got to pay for it. And he claims like he's poor, and then he's got $400,000. And that type of person really pisses me off. You're begging me for my pick. Fucking go buy it like everybody else. Most of the people just buy it. I get an email, boom. Okay, this guy bought the week, he bought the month. He gets the password, the picks are in, and he gets the picks, and we all make money. We all go away happy most of the time. I'm not paid off, so I don't win every week, but most of the time. Yeah, I'm really close to closing my my football as well. Closing your football as well? What do you mean, Bobby? Closing your football? Your Facebook. I'm sorry. Well, I don't see a reason for Facebook. And then once I hear that they sell all our information, what do you really want to put out there? You don't really need to put pictures of the family on Facebook. If you want to show your friends, you just send them a picture and say, here you go. Here's, like Daria does, right? My Russian girlfriend. So here's me and Alina. We're at the store. Or we're having, like she sent me a picture of her and Alina eating pizza. That's all. Just send it to me. She doesn't need to post it on Facebook. I don't want people seeing me, I send them, I'm at the lake walking, and then I relax and I take a picture of the lake and the sunshine, the sunset, and I send it to Daria and Jenna and I go, here I am, I'm at the lake. I don't need to post it to Facebook. There's no point in it. I'm very private. I don't need people seeing what I'm doing. So I send it to a select few people. So I first I thought football. I go, why would you do that? So my point about Carmen was, Jamie, I referred to rec. No need to posting on especially when Zuckerberg's selling it to the Chinese and the Russians and all the marketing people. And if you talk about Las Vegas, next thing you know, you got 50 ads on going to Las Vegas and the Venetian and all that. I don't need that. If I want to go to Vegas, I'll go on what's that, Air Spirit, and I'll look for a flight and I'll go to the Tuscany and I'll book a room and I'll go. And that is the beauty of working remotely. I can do that and not even take a vacation. I could go on Monday and I could go like tonight and go to Vegas, work from Vegas the whole week. And then after work, I can go relax, go play poker. And then on the weekend, I'd be in Vegas and I'd stay a month there if I wanted to and work from Vegas as opposed to working from here. It's a perfect situation. I might try next vacation with Jenna, actually working as I'm there, and then we could stay for a month or so because I'm making enough to easily do that. Same here. Yeah. So Carmen now. So tell me what you do with this Carmen, Bobby. I've known her for years. I've taken her on a lot of vacations. I won't get into all the details on here. And so I've given her money, but she's always kind of mean. You know, we're always fighting. She likes, like, we'll fly to Vegas and I pay for the hotel and all the food and Cirque du Soleil. And then she wants $20 drinks. And I go, look, I don't mind spending it on Cirque du Soleil or this nice room at the Venetian, but I'm not paying you I'm not paying drinks and you have three $20 drinks. I said, that's just wasting my money. I'm not going to do that. Just get regular drinks, $5 drinks, something. Anyway, so we always are fighting and it's usually over money and she never goes in her pocket for a nickel. She never buys me anything, buy me a shirt, buy me a coffee mug. Like, she could have bought me this for $10. She doesn't reach in her pocket. So now she texts me today about money. Can I have money? I go, I gave you $100 about a month ago and you bitched at that. It was only $100. You wanted $500. Now I'm being nice and I'm saying, here, I'll help you because I'm a person. Here's $100. And instead of saying thank you, which everybody would do, if somebody gave me 100, I'd be thank you. No, I want 500. Give me more. What is wrong with this girl? So today she asked me for money. I go, why should I give you money? First of all, I need it for gold and silver. Now I don't tell her. I help Jenna and Daria survive in the middle of a fucking war. I don't need to tell her that. That's none of her business. I'm like, I gave you 100 and you my face. Now, Irina just had the baby. I said, do you need anything? She says, I could use money for the baby's clothes. And I gave her 125. And she was all, thank you very much. And yes, I bought 2 sizes too big because she'll grow into it. She's appreciative. She doesn't say 500. Only Carmen, if I give Jenna 150 for food, she's very appreciative. Same with Daria. Only Carmen, like, I give her 100, wants 5. So today she wants money, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. If I give you 100, you're not going to be happy. I don't have 500 to give you. I'm buying gold and silver, as I tell you 1,000 times. The economies are collapsing. The dollars are collapsing. The only way out is gold and silver. Hello, so my money's going to that, not to give you $500. Once gold and silver goes to the moon, then I'll give you an ounce of gold and it'll be worth a ton of money and then you'll be fine. So just wait. In the meantime, go get a job and do that. So why would I give? It's not a loan. I'm giving money. If you gave me $100, Bobby, and I said, fuck you, Bobby, I want 500. Are you going to give me more money? I mean, it's insane what kind of fucking logic this girl has. Anyway, that was my morning. So again, we're looking at I like to call it like the paper, gold, and silver elevator and the physical gold and silver elevator. And what pisses me off is all these guys, Schiff and Maloney and all these idiots are looking at charts in the COMEX paper gold elevator going, well, gold might hit 3,000 in the bullshit corrupted price fixed elevator. And they're like, one guy said never hit 3,000. He put up 3,000, 30,000 gold, 3,000 silver. Oh, that'll never go there. Yeah, not in the COMEX world, but in the physical world, that's exactly where it'll go. It'll go much higher. And then people wonder, well, what are we going to do when the dollar collapses? Gold will have its own value. You have nothing to worry about, a fortune once it gets out of dollars, which is all happening very soon. It's part of the Chinese plan. About to order some sushi volcano rolls. Bon appetit, Bubby. Any good sushi spots in Detroit? I don't really eat it. I'll go to that nice grocery store where I get my steaks and my chicken. It's a little more. It's actually not more expensive, but it's good quality. And I'll just get sushi there if I want. There are some sushi restaurants, but I don't. It's hard to go out to eat now. They're getting very expensive. I don't know what they're cooking it with. It's such how I want to cook in olive oil and make my foods that I am, cooking at home more. So I don't know. I'm sure there are, but generally, there's a whatchamacallit. What's that real nice restaurant? Capitol Grill. There's a Capitol Grill here, a Morton's, a Shula's, for that kind of stuff. But I'll never go to a Morton's for steak because you ask for it well done, it comes burnt. I've had it where it's been so salty I couldn't eat it. And in all fairness, I can cook just as good. If I want to get a New York strip for $13 a pound, I could cook it here and it tastes fine. So I don't need to spend $70 on a New York strip at Shula's or Morton's that I can cook. See, when you can cook, it's good. But no, I don't really. I'm sure there are some good sushis, Bobby, but I just don't go to them, so I don't know. Yeah, I am going to do some meal prepping for the week later on. Yeah, that's what I like to do on Sundays. Gives you a chance. Now, you'll have the ball. See, this is where I like the antenna. So you put on a game, a football game or something, or a baseball game, and then you can listen to it. And then you can prepare in the kitchen, and they don't commercial you. They commercial you at the end of the inning, but not, what I don't like at YouTube is mid-sentence or mid-field goal. They're about to kick the field goal, and it goes to commercial. You're like, who the fuck's doing this on YouTube? What a bunch of morons. Anyway, I think that lady got fired who was in charge of it. I got turkey burgers, chicken thighs, and avocado. That's very healthy. Although I don't mind the hamburgers. There's nothing wrong with that. 86 or 90 chopped sirloin, that's absolutely fine. But turkey's fine, and chicken. Now, do you put it in the frying pan or do you put it in the oven, or do you broil your chicken? I do both. Depends once in a while I'll do hamburgers. I can broil them, I can frying pan them, or I'll put them in the pan and sloppy joe them, where I'll just put it in the regular, not the frying pan, but the other pan, and then drain out the fat and then let it cook, and then put in the sloppy joe and the tomato paste. And it's really not too bad. I looked at a lot of sugar and tomato paste, or the little seasoning that you throw in, and you throw in water. So it's really good. We'll do that. I've been working on, you have an air fryer. Oh, okay. I haven't gone there yet, but if you like it and it works, then more power to you. I think the key is I'll cook with olive oil, and I'll cook the meat, either broil it or that. And it's the point I'm eating the meat. And I didn't And I'm using olive oil, not vegetable oil. You never want to use vegetable oil. The animal fats are just terrible for you. So I get the extra virgin olive oil, and I use it for popcorn, or I'll use it for all the cooking in my omelets, and it tastes fine, and I know it's healthy. So that's a big part of my cooking. And I always get a lot of the extra virgin olive oil. I'll get the big bottles, and I'll get, like, I'm down to my last one. I'll go to the grocery store. And it's funny, at the very expensive grocery store, the one you would expect it to be very expensive, it's $7 cheaper than Meijer's. So Meijer's, if I get my olive oil, it's $19 a bottle. But if I go to the expensive place, for some reason, it's always cheap. It's $12. So I go buy 2 or 3 at a time. And then when now I'm down to the last one, I'll go buy 2 more. And especially now that I'm working, I can easily afford it. When I wasn't working, I was a little nervous going, well, I'll buy a few more for the last time, and maybe this will hold me. Now it's the whole different arena when you're working. You're not worried about it. Like, I'm going to get a Social Security check on Monday, and then the paycheck on Thursday. I'm looking at a big week. I will buy gold, as I showed you on YouTube. Now, I asked, this is what pisses me off. I asked the customer on YouTube, I says, is there sales tax? So if I buy the ounce of gold, as I was showing you, it was like $20.80. So I'm showing you 2093 today. And so I asked the seller, bullion exchanges, so, you go into the auction and you go, can I, you ask them a question. Do you charge tax on your gold? Because I know you're not supposed to, but I don't know eBay. I noticed I bought Euro Trip for $2 and they charged me tax. So I go, is it just, do they always charge tax? And the guy says, and this is what I hate. He says, well, go look at, go ask eBay. They set the rules. Well, no. Is there tax charged on your thing? And he basically didn't give me an answer. So I Googled, I says, does eBay charge tax on gold? And it said, if it's under $500, I believe was the key number. It might be 6, but I think it's 5. Anything under 5, they do charge sales tax. Anything over 501, they don't. So if I buy this for $2,093, there's no sales tax. So then the question is, do I want to buy it on eBay for $2,093, where at least he has it, or go to my guy's store? The guy hasn't connected the dots yet. He doesn't understand the competition. I can buy it from eBay. I don't have to fuck around with you. Or I can buy it from you. Now, the difference is I can look at the coin, I can pay him and walk out with the coin. I don't have the stress of waiting for the mail to come and hoping I get the gold from eBay. So that's the real kicker. But if I want a 1/4 ounce or a 1/2 ounce, I can go on eBay and buy it, and off I go. Then I asked one guy, how do I pay for it? And now, buying Euro Trip, I actually paid with my debit card. I said that's set up in there, I believe. So I would use my debit card. So all I need is the money in the bank. So I'm getting 2 big paychecks. Again, Monday is Social Security, and Thursday will be a nice 72-hour check. So that'll cover 2 ounces of gold, a little bit more actually. But then I still have other bills to pay, credit cards and stuff. So we will certainly see what to do with it. But I'm starting to get the feel of I need to buy more gold. Now, one thing you see the seller in here, right? You see that this is bullion exchanges, right? You see that? Bullion exchanges. Well, what the other, so you watch the companies, but one who's in here who's bad is that JM Bullion. They are very expensive. As I pointed out, if you go to JM Bullion, the price they give you is if you buy 101 ounces, they'll give you that price. But if you only buy one, they won't. And if you, that's only if you use a wire. Well, if you use a credit card or a debit card, it's another $100. So be careful. JM Bullion on here is very expensive. I don't know how they can't compete on here. Where this guy, Bullion Exchanges, is for one. You buy one, there's no tax. He's got free shipping here. Now, how does he get away with free shipping? He free ships you because he's getting the gold from customers who are coming into the store, and he's fucking them over by giving them spot. I don't know how he justifies. So if his spot's 1950, you walk in with an ounce of gold, he gives you 1950. But he sells it at 2080. And I don't know how he justifies 2080. Sorry, my class. Who else should you use? Sorry, Bobby. Well, I mean, this Bullion Exchanges is 2098. Liberty Coin seems to be a good price. So just check it out. But you might just go on eBay. They don't make you buy 100 or do that. And you just use your debit card or PayPal to pay for it. I've even thought of this, contacting the seller, like Bullion, like Liberty Coin, saying, can I buy from you direct without the auction? It'll save you because if he sells, he's got to pay a commission to eBay. So if I just buy directly from you, you give me your email and I go, I'll buy some ounces, you should be able to cut the price of the commission off. So he sells it here. So let's say he sells this for $20.97, right? Well, how much of it is going to the commission on eBay? $50? All right, so let's do this. You cut 25 off, and then you don't have commission to eBay, and I'll buy from you using PayPal or my debit card or whatever you want to use. You are a store. It says Liberty Coin, so he owns a coin store. Why he's on eBay, I don't know, to sell. Why he doesn't sell at his store, that seems kind of weird. But I'm thinking of doing that where I get that thing. But as you can see, JM Bullion is now, you buy a lot of silver, so you really don't see that much of a difference, right? Maybe another couple dollars, right? You tell me it's 32 or 38 or whatever you're paying. And I understand that, and that's probably fine. But if you start buying gold, you're going to want to go on eBay if you can't go to a store. Now, my store, he'll be this 2000, like this is 2097. He'll probably be, because gold's 1950, he'll probably be right around there. So I can go to the store and buy it, give him cash, and off I go. I can use my debit or credit card 3%. So I can do that, but I know I walk out. See, I don't want the stress of waiting for the mail. Then what happens if it doesn't come? Now you got to go through the whole thing. I didn't get it, da-da-da-da-da. Now, to back this, the feedback on these guys is very strong. So I wouldn't worry about not getting it because, I mean, some of these guys have like 400,000 positives. So I'm not worried I'm going to get it. But you might buy like silver and see if the action goes well and then get it. I'm not worried. As long as we're buying Eagles or the Buffaloes or the Maple Leafs or the Cougar Rams, I'm not worried about it being counterfeit. Because it is. I don't know how you counterfeit the coins. You've got to have a mint, and it's got to look gold. I mean, if the color's not gold, it's counterfeit. You're probably... Anyway, so that's probably what you want to do. So JM Bullion, to buy one and pay with credit card, debit card is very expensive. So I guess if you're going to do that, try eBay and compare. And I think there's PayPal on eBay for that. I love dealing with these girls on Instagram. And one girl will say, "Oh, I'll give you my number, da 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 da. You got to join my fans only or my club." I say, "Okay." And they'll say, "Oh, give me pay with go buy a gift card." And I'm like, only scammers use who doesn't have PayPal, right? Daria's got PayPal. Carmen's got PayPal. Jenna had PayPal, but it doesn't go to the Ukraine. I use Rio with her. Nowhere do the real girls, my real friends, even Irina, have gift cards. Who would take a gift card? So this girl I like says, "Well, give me $100. You join my club, and we can talk, and we can meet, and everything." Oh, okay. And then she says, "Gift card," and I'll go fuck yourself. I mean, how would you not have a PayPal? And who's asking, what are you going to do with the gift card? You're obviously real if you're taking gift cards. And then I love when they get mad at you. "Oh, go fuck off." And then I tell them, "I'm the professor. You don't talk to me that way. I'm a very nice person. Don't tell me to fuck off." And that really freaks them out. They don't know how to handle it because these are obviously low-class people if they got to say go fuck off. unless it's like the way we say it, right? Anyway, so you can see the price of the gold. It hasn't changed. It'll change on Monday. Again, we're waiting to get off the COMEX elevator onto the physical COMEX. And you got to understand that this is the one we're on now, and it's not real. The price is not real. So anytime you hear the price of gold, you're in the COMEX elevator, which isn't real. They're selling 1 million ounces of silver that they don't have, or 1 million ounces that they don't have, to their buddy who's buying it, and they split the profits. So it's all fake. And I showed you that yesterday, Bobby. I think you saw it. It was this video. God, always the fucking ends.
AG1 is so much more than a greens powder. In one single scoop, it delivers daily multivitamin.
Yeah, we don't care.
Take action. 2 weeks ago.
So it's this video. Chinese call for international silver market adjustment or recheck. So this is the video, and China's screaming for a physical elevator. They're screaming for a real price, not the market controlled price. And if China's screaming for it, I feel a whole lot better that we'll be in this one and we'll get it. So we know once it goes physical, it'll have $1 an ounce gold. We know if it stays in COMEX, it won't. But if everybody wants it in physical because they've got it and they're going, okay, when's it going to go up? Because it's not on supply demand. It's the only thing not on supply demand. This is supply demand. More people want it, the price goes up, right? By the way, this is 37-year. This is Club 37-year now because it's been 25 years. I got it in 96 or 97. So that's what everybody wants. And so how long can JP Morgan keep up this bullshit facade? He can keep it up a little bit, but now that all the dollars are losing value and everybody's buying gold, the next thought is, well, when does the gold price go up? We know it has to. There's inflation. We know the dollar's losing value. Therefore, it costs more dollars to buy the gold. Why isn't the gold price going up? And so that's what we're all waiting for. We all know it's fixed. But I think we're finally got China on our side and BRICS on our side, and they all want gold going up. And that's why I'm so positive that now is the time. As I said before, if you're analyzing New England with Tom Brady for 20 years and now he's gone, you can't use the New England trends. This is why I don't like charts. This is why formulas. You can't use them, right? They're changing. So if you use, as I said yesterday, if you use that 2008 model, say gold did this when the housing crisis hit, but it's not the same variable. There's not a housing crisis. There's massive inflation and the dollar's going out. That doesn't make gold the same as when the housing crisis went, when people that should never have gotten loans got loans and couldn't afford to pay them when the adjustable rate went up. And it led to all these bullshit real estate trusts going to zero and people going and attack on Wall Street, right? And that margin call. So all those movies are because people who should never gotten a loan got the loan, okay? Then they'll say, well, this is what happened to gold in 2008 and assume this is the same exact thing of what's going to happen to gold today. Well, you didn't have massive inflation back then. You didn't have $35 trillion in debt. You didn't have another $10 trillion of money printed, and it's all out internationally coming back because they don't want to hold it. They want to have the gold back currency. So makes even more inflation. So that is not the same as 2008. You're trying to predict gold prices. First of all, you can't predict this because this has never been there before. The COMEX is manipulated, so you can't predict that because this is meaningless. This is fixed. This is JP Morgan keeping the price down. How the fuck can you predict that? It's not real. You don't know the variables. Here, we've never priced gold in physical until now. But we have a good idea if we just multiply by the 10 trillion more dollars we printed, it knocks it up to 25, 30,000. But that's at 2,000, which we don't even know that is real. So, that's basically, I'm guessing 50,000. I think I'm very low. I think it'll be much higher. But again, it's got to get on the physical elevator. And when you listen to these guys, you've got to listen to them and understand that these guys are idiots. They're salesmen and they're not economists like me. And they don't really know how to explain things. And they can't see the big picture. But I'm an INFJ and I can see what's happening and going on. And so I'm quick to see, oh, wait, this is price fixed, plus my football background. This is price fixed COMEX. This is not the real price of gold anyway. So $2,000 is not the real price of gold. If you come over here and they finally make it physical, believe me, it's going to be repriced in the 20s at least to start. Once people see what the U.S. is afraid of, once people see the real price of gold at 20,000, nobody's in the bank anymore. And poor Wall Street, poor JP Morgan, they're going to cry because they run all the banks and that Ponzi scheme, and they're not going to have money in it because nobody's going to keep their money in the bank. Only idiots would keep their money in the bank with this inflation and gold this cheap. I mean, it's the biggest no-brainer in the world to see that this dollar is gone and gold's so cheap. It's so like silver at $28 an ounce is the biggest no-brainer. That's the biggest lock you could have. This is like Kansas City even, against, I don't know, or let's say Georgia even against Tennessee, something. Like that would be the biggest lock, right? Or UCLA even against Colorado or something like that. When here you have gold, you have silver at $28. I buy 20 ounces like almost every week because it's the biggest no-brainer in the world. It's like I said, I'm going to buy 20 ounces at 28 an ounce. It's $560. When gold hits 30,000, I'm going to go take 10 ounces and 20. I'll take the 20 ounces and buy 2 ounces of gold, and I will turn $560 into $60,000 with no risk. And it's a lock. It's for sure going to happen. It's just, and everybody's question is a fair question. When do we get on this elevator? I think it's the best to explain it like this. I think it's the easiest to explain and for you to explain to your friends and family. We're in the COMEX elevator. We're waiting to go on the physical. When we go there, at that point is when we see the $30,000, $40,000 an ounce gold. So the question is, when does that happen? When we switch elevators. When are we going to be on the physical elevator? We don't know the exact time, but we know now we see China wants it, right? Chinese call for international silver market reform. So China's now in the picture. They're going, wait. This is bullshit. It's fixed. China wants the price to go up. This is an American thing, the COMEX. This is not like China didn't have gold. Now that China's got all this gold and silver and Russia's got all this gold and silver, they're like, fuck it. We want it to be worth, $50,000 because we got 60,000 tons of it now. We want the price to go up. So if they want the price to go up, they're not going to take this bullshit from COMEX. Now, what they should do is just make their own market. I don't understand. This is what I don't understand, why everybody uses the U.S. Price. Fuck it. I wouldn't use it. I don't know why we use it. I mean, Bobby, we're going to come up with our own price. This is where we're 25,000 an ounce. And we would get I know we get a lot of sellers. The question is, see, because Comex is selling at 2,000, they're all buying it for 2,000. But if you took Comex out of the picture and then you said, okay, this is whatever it's worth. And I guarantee you it's worth a lot more than 2,000. Now, I showed you the Jim Brown card, did I not? Jim Brown, rookie card, PSA 8. Not even a PSA, an SGC 8. 119,000. Would you have believed that? Would you think gold is worth more than a Jim Brown rookie card? It's not even a PSA 10. Could you imagine what the Jim Brown PSA 10, 1958, if you could even find one, would be worth? If the 8's 119, to take it into the concept, the Montana rookie's 100,000 PSA 10. The PSA 9's like 10 grand. So the PSA 8's like 5 grand. So if you take the correlation of 5 grand to 100, you got 119 for an 8 Jim Brown. Now, granted, how many are there out there? I mean, it's got to be $5 million for, if you found a PSA 10 and you'd probably only find 2 or 3 of them, it'd be worth millions of dollars. Now, would you think that versus gold, a Jim Brown card versus gold? Yet, this is my point. This is why it's not outlandish, is because here are cards going for $100,000. Why is it out of line to say gold will hit 50,000? I don't understand that. Clearly, I showed you the other time Rolexes for 45,000. So you got Rolexes going for 45. You got Mantl's going for millions. You got Jim Brown rookie PSA 8's going for 119. You got Montana and Rice PSA 10 rookies going for 100,000. And you don't think gold can hit 50,000? Really? And the difference is gold's actually money. Jim Brown, as much as I love Jim Brown, is not actual money. Now, that doesn't mean anything. So this would be the question, right? Well, how do I go to Kroger's and buy groceries with the Jim Brown card? Well, you sell it and you get the currency, whatever the fuck is, and that's what you use. And you put it in your bank and you use it on your debit card. That's what you do with this. That's what you're going to do with gold. Are you worried? I love when I get this question. Well, if gold hits 100,000, do you think there'll be sellers? Do you think there'll be buyers? Well, is there buyers? This auction, I believe, is a sold auction. So I believe that's what it got, right? So he got 119. So therefore, yes, that is he got it. So to try to say, well, if things are expensive, they won't get the price. Does that make any sense? So in other words, well, if gold hits 50,000, will there be buyers? Well, you got buyers for $119,000 Jim Brown PSA, not even a PSA SGC 8, not even a 10 rookie card. So, I mean, absolutely, there's buyers. There's always buyers for the right thing. And like I said, I'd love to see a Jim Brown PSA 10 rookie. The thing would be $1 million. So would you be worried if you have the Joe Montana rookie? It's a $100,000 card, PSA 10. Can you sell it? Absolutely. You barely see it on here because there's not too many of them. But it got, the last auction I saw was $100,000. Maybe 90 on other auctions. Like I said, each auction's different. So I don't understand that question. If it goes up, if gold goes to 50,000, can I sell it? Why not? I mean, people will pay 119,000 for a Jim Brown card. We'll pay 50,000 for gold. The difference is you need gold. The kicker is this is going to zero. And therefore you need the gold. You also need the Brown card, but I'd rather have the gold because this is going out. I need money, right? And the Jim Brown card, as much as we want to think it's money, is not money. It's an asset. It has the value, but it's not money. Gold's actually money. And so here's the problem. So I showed you the docs. just have a teaspoon of, 1 teaspoon before bed and you'll lose all your belly fat and all that shit. So I showed you that. How do I get people to go that this is going to zero to buy gold? So I'm going to go back to that video for a weekend.
Was a health coach? There is a huge demand for a new kind of health.
Hello, health champions. How can we navigate the jungle of care field? They give a medication for a symptom, but then in the alternative healthcare field, in the natural field, they follow the same idea. They just place the medication with an herb or an elixir, vitamin or something, but the idea is the same, that they're trying to solve a problem by adding something. And there is nothing you can add to undo the things you've done. You have to undo those things. So the problem here is that we're stuck in a pill mentality. Whether it's an herb or an elixir or a medication, it's still the same pill mentality that we have to get past. It's not about adding something. It's about restoring function and adopting the whole lifestyle. But if you thought those previous examples were outrageous, no, let's go beyond ridiculous. Let's add a time frame to when this is supposed to be done. Only 2 cups a day for 1 week for a flat stomach, 26 million views. And 1 glass a day for 1 week for a flat stomach. And how I lost belly fat in 7 days, no diet, no workout. So here, you don't have to do anything.
So how do I translate that into this? You got 35 million people wanting to be lazy, drinking a teaspoon of something and losing belly fat without workout, without diet, right? Just magic. How do we translate that? We know this is going to zero. We know gold's where you want to be. How do we do it? I mean, what am I missing here? Because this is the mentality of these idiots is I'll have one tablespoon of this, and now I've lost all my belly fat. And the only way to do it is to do insulin resistance, is to do intermittent fasting and fast and let the body get rid of the fat, let the body do the work, but you still need to do the work. So there's no way to do it by just that. The only way you can do it is if you fasted for 5 days and you just had tea and water, and then you could lose belly fat in a week, but you'd have to fast. Well, they're saying you don't have to fast and you don't have to work out. So how do we do that for this? How do we say the dollar's going to zero? How do we say, buy 10 ounces of gold and in a month you'll be a millionaire? Or, what? I don't know how people do that. Buy my picks and then a week later you'll be rich for football. I don't know how to sell like that. So in other words, what I'm saying is, soon this will be out. See, I can't say in 1 day this will go to zero. And I can't say in buy gold, buy an ounce of gold and in 2 days you'll be a millionaire. I can't say it, but that's reality. I can say if you buy the gold, you'll be a millionaire, but I can't say you're going to buy it. I can't give you the elevator ride up. That's the problem. All I can do is tell you that this is going to zero, but then people don't believe that. Here's the problem we're fighting. People believe this shit, right? 30 million views on take a tablespoon of this or drink a glass of this and you'll be thin. So people believe that, right? Oh, I'll try it. My brother did that. He was overweight and he got one of those flexible belts on and no workout, no diet. Just put the belt on and you'll lose what. This guy's an idiot and he buys it. Of course, it didn't work, but it was like, I'm laughing my ass off. What kind of fucking idiot buys a belt thinking I don't have to work and I don't have to diet and my waist will get thinner? You want your waist to get thinner? Insulin resist and go in the pool. And do that for a month. There's no overnight stuff. So the problem we get is kickback. We get the guy from Canada. We get some other idiots who don't believe this. They don't believe that this is going to zero. That's our first problem. Our second problem is they don't believe we're going to switch from the paper elevator to the physical elevator. They don't even understand what the paper elevator is. Oh no, if gold's 2,000, that's the price. They don't even understand that it's price fixed, that it's not the real price. Then we tell them about the gold elevator and the price is going to move up to 50,000, and they don't believe that. Well, it hasn't in 50 years. Even my guy at the barbecue place. Well, why is it different this time? Because of BRICS and Russia and China and all this shit. That's why it's different. What are you talking about? So this is the problem that they're not understanding, is that this is what's happening, right? But they don't believe it. Yet they'll believe, take a teaspoon of this before bed, and then in a day or a week, I'll have a flat stomach. So they're willing to accept it, even though it won't work. They'll try it, but they won't try gold and silver. And they certainly don't believe the price is there. And they certainly don't understand COMEX price. They think that's the price. And so nobody understands COMEX. Nobody understands physical price. Nobody understands gold. Nobody understands the dollar. But they don't understand the diet, but they just accept it. Oh, yeah, great, I'll drink this. If it doesn't work, what did I lose? That's the mentality. If it doesn't work, what do I lose? Here, if you stay in this, you lose this. If you buy gold, you've gotten out of that on the gold. And you have, so that's even a better no risk. You have no risk that this is going to zero, and that if you buy the gold, it's going to go up. You have no risk in that happening. Gold's not going to zero, this is. So it's a very easy, simple explanation. I mean, why would you even question this? This is going to zero. Well, Howard, what do you know? Economist, Austrian. What do you mean, and what do I know? I know that inflation is the more you print, the less it's worth, and these idiots are printing at a pretty strong rate, and all the currencies are going to zero all over the world because they're all printed. That's what I know. And that's really the whole synopsis there. I know it, but they don't want to believe it. So now they'll believe taking a teaspoon of something and they'll have a flat belly and they'll be all healthy. And I don't have to, it's great. I don't have to diet. I don't have to work out. And I don't have to fast. I don't have to fast and I don't have to work out and I'll lose weight. And they believe it. But when you start talking money, they don't understand it. And I don't know how to get them to believe it. Yet it's the truth, and it is what's happening, and it's what's happened to Rome and England and France and Spain and Amsterdam and every other country that's gone broke. It's all the same. I have history on my side, and I can show it and prove it, yet nobody believes it. Nobody will believe that that's what's happening, right? It's unbelievable how nobody will believe that story. But they'll believe, take a glass of water, take a glass of juice, and I'll lose 50 pounds and have a flat stomach. That they'll believe, but they don't believe so that's what I have to work on, is how to get people to realize that this is a fact. This is going to zero because it's not backed by anything and they print it. This is a fact that this is going, 20, 30,000 the ounce of gold. Because as the dollar goes away, there's nothing left, and everybody has to run to gold or the Jim Brown card. You have to run to that. Even if you have assets like a Rolex or the Jim Brown card, to be able to live, you have to sell it to get some sort of fiat currency, hopefully backed by gold, to then this is what you're going to use to go to the grocery store and the restaurants. That's the whole point of it. So you really have to go there. But this is the problem with people. So you're playing poker. Let's bring poker into this. And you know you lost, but you won't believe. It's funny what you believe and what you don't believe, right? I got a pair of queens and the flop comes ace king and there's betting. Obviously somebody hit the ace or the king. Why would I play the queen? Well, I don't believe you got the ace or the king. I went to MGM with my friend and he's died and it's very sad. He had pocket jacks and I'm watching, he's playing and he's got pocket jacks and the flop comes. There's an ace in the flop and I think a king and there's bet and bet. And I'm like kicking him going, fold. Well, I got jacks. Obviously, the way the game's played, if the board helps you, you're going to bet it. Obviously, one or both hit the ace or the king. Either way, your jacks are not good. You need the third jack, which the odds on you getting another, the third and the fourth jack coming out are very slim to none when they've already got the ace or the king. Had it come out 9-7-4, I'd say bet your ass off. But with an ace and a king out, and so I finally got him to fold. It made sense to him, like, yeah, I probably get. And then at the end, they both had ace, a pair of aces or whatever, and so he would have gotten killed in that. But he was holding on to his hand. He couldn't believe. In poker, you stick to your hand. But watch the betting. The betting is what tells you what they've got. If the guy didn't hit the ace, he wouldn't have bet because he would have been afraid somebody else had the ace. But the fact he bet with the ace out and the other guy called, believe me, one of them had aces. Why would the guy call if he didn't hit the ace? If he had a pair of tens, he's not probably calling. So it's funny how the mind works. You'll believe that this glass of juice will get you flat belly in a day. But you don't believe what you see with gold. You don't believe what you see with the dollar. You don't believe because on the other end, you have guys spinning it. You have these Rick Rudes and this Malone and Reichert and all these idiots talking about something else. Oh, no, gold will never hit 30,000, 3,000 because look, in the COMEX world, it'll never hit there. They don't even get that there's the physical world and the COMEX. They don't even understand that part of the game. So they'll talk you away, and then you're confused, going, "Fuck, what's going on here?" But you don't get that with the take a drink of juice, and in 2 days you'll lose belly flat. There's nobody coming out going, "Oh no, you won't," or if they do, nobody wants to watch that. You got 35 million people watching Take This Glass of Juice and you'll lose belly fat. 35 million. But I can't get 35 people to watch Buy Gold because the dollar's going out. There's too much counter against that. The government's fighting that, and then the person's confused. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody says take the juice and I'll lose belly flat. But where is the don't take the juice because they're trying to sell the juice to you, right? But nobody's not selling you something, right? So the only person would be people competitive with you selling Coca-Cola going, oh, I'll take the juice. That's not going to work. Drink Diet Coke. That'll work. But Diet Coke doesn't say you'll have a flat belly. So you're not getting the counter, but in the dollar and the gold, you're getting the counter. Oh, no, the dollar's fine. It's the reserve currency. It's not going to zero. Oh, it is going to zero. Well, but gold doesn't do anything, so gold won't go up. I'm over here in the COMEX camp. So then you're confused. So I can't tell you the truth. You won't listen. You don't know what the truth is. So when I tell you the truth, the building's on fire. No. Rick Roll said, no, the building's not on fire. So I guess it isn't. I'm watching it burn, but people aren't smart enough to figure it out. Bobby, so how's your meal schedule now? Well, it's still fine, especially if I'm busy working. I've been busy on some projects, and then I'll have dinner when work's over. I'm working 4 9-hour days in a 4-hour day. So Monday through Thursday are now like 8 to 5s. That's why it's hard to do the show. Maybe I can get one in Tuesday or Wednesday, but then Friday, I'm 8 to noon, and that's why I did this show like 2 o'clock on Friday. So I can now do a Friday afternoon, Saturday, Sunday show, and then Tuesday or Wednesday, do a show. But I'm not sure if I need to relax and eat and go swim and do it at 8 o'clock like I did I think it was Wednesday. I did like a 9 o'clock after swim show. And again, I know they're live, but they're still out there. So again, it depends on what's hitting the news that I need to talk about. You do the 18-hour window with a total of 3 meals? No, I do it with 2 and a snack. So I'll eat my omelet, let's say. So a typical day, throw in some meat, my veggies, and a 3-egg omelet. And I'll eat that, let's say 12 o'clock. And that pretty much holds me off. I'm not eating anything that makes me hungry. And I'll have my avocado. So I don't get hungry. I'll have some tea or water. And then about 5 o'clock, maybe 5:30, I want to go to the pool and I'm done working. I'll eat. And that'll be it. And then when I come back from the pool, is my daydream time. A little hungry from the workout. Keep, just have some water and not have too much, maybe a couple of almonds or something, but I'm trying to not eat then. And so it's really 2 meals. It could be dark chocolate at 3 o'clock or if I have some fruit, but it's basically not that. It's basically it's basically 2 meals and maybe a little snack in between, but then nothing after. It should be what your thought is. I agree. I think it can be an algorithm thing where they choose what shows up more on YouTube searches. Well, it's definitely an algorithm, and it's basically about like if you have kids or not, and if you're in the money. So if I sign up to show commercials or get paid or something, I'm not there, but I think I can sign up to get the commercials. I'm going to be in the algorithm because then they're making money and they want to make money. They don't make money off me because now I don't know. I've never watched my show because I'm living it. If there's the commercials that pop up like they do on YouTube or not, I don't know. But basically, that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to avoid. It's not. I hate that. So I don't want people who are trying to watch mine to get it. But I think there's no way around it. Oh yeah, that's a good schedule. So, well, that fits for me. And since I'm working from home, I start work right around 8 and, put on a tea and then you get busy with work and all of a sudden it's 11:30-ish. And then you start making your omelet and you have your avocado and then you're kind of busy. It's a little too much sitting around. And you don't get the talking. Like when you're in the office, you go up to the girls or the guys. Hey, how you doing? Are you buying gold? Or see the football game. There's nobody here. It's actually the best thing for me because I yap too much. So here, there's nobody to talk to. I'm just by myself. Occasionally, I'll do a Teams meeting with my boss or my coworkers, but that's about it. My coworker needs to lose weight, so I put her on the diet, and she liked it. So she's starting to do the diet, get healthy. Do you ever rewatch these classes? No, not. I don't. Especially in football, I don't have time because I'm looking ahead, right? So, and during football season, Monday I'm recapping what happened Saturday in college. Tuesday I'm recapping what happened in the pros plus the Monday night game. Wednesday, I'm looking forward to the next week. Thursday, I gotta do something because we've got the NFL game. Friday, I'm talking about college. Saturday, I'm talking about college line changes. Sunday, I'm talking about pro line changes and injuries that happen in the morning. And so I don't have time to look back. No, I do, but because I live it, and I find a lot of my shows, I'm saying a lot of the similar things. Get off the Titanic, buy gold. Get off the Titanic. And I say that a lot, but I can see what's happening in the world. And I'm trying to warn people just to make sure they've got the message. and you get new people coming on, and so you want them to. You got people who want to who come on new, going, "Oh, that's a good idea." I mean, like the waitress yesterday, I tell her about gold. She didn't know anything about it. Most people don't know because it's, again, confusing. It's the dollar's collapsing. Oh, no, the dollar's the reserve currency. You're getting both sides of the fence because JP Morgan wants to keep the monopoly and the US dollar doesn't want to go out. And Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, who have $1 billion that's worthless, want to hold on to its value. And that's the problem. So they're all like going, "Oh no, the money, there's nothing wrong with the dollar." And then you have me going, "Well, no, it's gold's you got no risk, it's gonna go to the moon." And so you've got this tug of war going on. But our friends in Russia and China are gonna break that. And that's the difference that I see. So hard to rewatch it. Because I'm living it. I don't know what I'm going to rewatch. What am I looking for? So I'm not really looking for anything because I'm digesting it. So no point in me to really watch. Once in a while I do. Mostly, like, I might rewatch the draft video I do or the Super Bowl video to go, yeah, I picked Kansas City. But generally, I'm not really rewatching. Don't really have the time because I'm on here 2-3 hours. And at that point, I felt watching a Joe Rogan, and he says most of his podcasts are 3 hours. And I like shook my head like I can relate. The difference is, see, he's talking to somebody, so it can keep getting going. And that's why I like to chat. So when me and Bobby start talking, now I'm answering Bobby's questions, and he has more questions. So we keep it going. I don't have a script. My script is we're going to talk football. We talk baseball. Let me re-give you the baseball. So I like Baltimore, Toronto, Atlanta, the Dodgers. I went with the Mets because of you, Bobby. Toronto, my lock is Tampa Bay under 8.5 because McCullough's pitching today. Miami over 8, Milwaukee over 8, St. Louis over 8, Colorado over 11, and the Yankees over 8. So the lock is Tampa Bay under. You got McCullough against a pretty good pitcher with a low ERA. The game will be 1-0. Tampa Bay will probably win it because McCullough. That's it. The DeRohan has some good episodes, although I haven't watched it in a while. I don't watch the podcast, but on YouTube, they have bits and pieces of it. And it depends what the subject is and who the guest is. So they talk about a certain thing I'm interested in, I will watch it. Sometimes Joe gets a little bit weird, so I don't like that. And it really is the topic. Most of the guests I've never heard of. He has this really weird guest come up. Oh, I saw UFOs. What do you think of that UFO in Vegas? You think that's real? And then why would the guy make it up? And then what is it? I really liked it with Jake the Snake as a guest. I love that episode. Yeah. The wrestling ones are good. But they have the wrestling on Tubi. There was the Bret Hitman Hart thing. There's one on Macho Man on YouTube that I just watched. It was like beginning to end. Macho Man, he played baseball for Cincinnati, was a catcher and got hurt. And he actually learned how to throw left-handed because he was a right-handed catcher. And they cut him because they didn't like the way he threw. So he didn't. Now, I am ambidextrous. I can throw lefty and righty and pretty good. And I am a lefty, but I learned how to throw righty. So I look natural throwing lefty, not, bad. But so that's what happened to him. He basically got hurt. And then his dad was a wrestling promoter, went into wrestling. And he met Elizabeth she was a towel girl at a health club in Tampa, Bobby. So you could have had Elizabeth. And that's where they met, and they went out, and then he became the Macho Man, and he wanted her involved, and she went on. I don't know if he was as controlling in real life as he was in the ring. I thought that was kind of a weird angle to control the wife like that and stand over here. And, I don't know. But I guess he was a very controlling guy. I felt sorry for her to be controlled, but, it was a pretty good thing. So it's on YouTube. For some reason, I love wrestling shoot interviews where old school wrestlers do shoot interviews talking about the business. Well, you always like to hear behind the scenes. I actually was listening to one yesterday while at the gym with the old school Rage team called Demolition. Yeah, I remember them. That Rage team from the late. Yeah. No, but like I said, if you go on YouTube, there's Macho Man, there's Hogan, there's The Rock, there's Ric Flair wooing around. There was a guy named Woo pitched yesterday with like he's not like a 20 ERA. It was funny. He pitched 2 innings, gave up 7 runs, and he lost. And his name was Woo. And I go, it must be Ric Flair's kid. He called himself Woo. Yes, Macho Man was a cool dude. I like the Macho Man. Kind of a sad story, kind of a weird guy. But he did try out. He was a catcher on Cincinnati. He never bigs, but he was their farm system. And, really weird. And then he goes into wrestling, and he was a whole different persona. The whole voice was just an act and everything. But, it was kind of neat. He had the charm, the charisma in his interviews with and he had his own style, and he had Elizabeth. And then when he switched to WCW, Monday Nights Nitro or whatever with the company, he brought the Slim Jim with it. That was like $1 million a year. So they didn't have to pay him that much. So talk about marketing. These porn girls or these hot girls, they don't get that they can market products and people will buy. You get these hot porn girls selling, ice cream, and people are going to buy them, right? They're too stupid to market themselves. I don't get it. What are they doing? Go market yourself. You're a hot girl, you'll sell whatever. That's why sex always sells. So they don't get it. And the best is like, I was watching Euro Trip, and there's that girl, Michelle, in it who plays the twin. And, she was really good in it. And then I was looking at, like, did she do anything else after that? It was like 2004. And she did a bunch of these really strange shows. And then she was like on Buffy, the Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, with the other girl, the popular girl. And she was like the sister, but she was like the nerd sister. And a lot of people hated her because of the way she acted. But she was that was the role. And see, that's my point. Why would you ever take that role? You don't take the role to take the role when it fucks up your whole image and your whole market. Like the guy in Gladiator, the traitor who killed the father, River Phoenix or whatever his name is. I hate that guy. I would, if he did a commercial for Canadian Club or Bellagio, I would never go. He fucked his image up and his brand by doing such a stupid role of, I killed the guy, now I want to kill Russell Crowe, and I'm the bad guy, and I'm the bad emperor. These people do not think. Yeah, he's a good actor, but what are you going to do? I didn't watch The Joker because I can't stand the guy. I would never buy a product from him. So I mean, I don't really get when they take such stupid roles. You want to be Sean Connery. He could sell anything. He's Sean Connery. He can sell cigars and whiskey and T-shirts, whatever he wants. He always took the good roles, right? In The Rock and all the James Bond and everything else. He's always the good guy. In The Hunt for Red October, Russian commander, and you like the guy, you like the role. He's strong, he's smart. I mean, that is how you brand yourself. You always take those kind of roles. And I find a lot of these actors and actresses are idiots. They do not know how to brand themselves, or they take stupid roles that they should never take. What the fuck are you doing? So that's my point, is that role that the Gladiator guy took. Now Russell Crowe can sell me a car or a house. I think he's dead though. He could sell you because he was the hero, but even the politician guys or the guy with the smiley face, he could sell me something, but not River Phoenix couldn't sell me anything. I see that guy. There's no way I'm buying any product he's selling. But he wasn't smart enough to take a hero role to kind of reverse it. Like Telly Savalas was in The Dirty Dozen, the original, and he played an idiot. And I wouldn't buy anything from him. But then he played other good roles. He was in Kelly's Heroes, and now you liked him. So he kind of took smart roles that you would like. And that's the whole point. If you do take a stupid role, to come back with these strong ones. But the girl in Euro Trip was very popular. Then she took all these stupid roles, and you're like, you didn't even know if she acted anymore. Buffy the Vampire's like, I never watched. What kind of show is that for you? What the fuck are you doing? Russell Crowe is still alive. I thought he died. Who died? I think he died, Bobby. It was either him or no, because I don't think the other guy died. The guy from 300. It's either the guy from 300 or Russ, but I believe it was Russell Crowe. So again, I got to prove Bobby wrong, just like I had to prove him wrong on the draft of Boucher from LSU got drafted. All right. Let's see. Bobby Bow is Russell Crowe alive? Died in 2023, Bobby. Actor killed by celebrity death hoax. So maybe he's still alive. I scrolled that 20 actor killed by internet death. Oh, okay. So it was a hoax. Okay, so I know I thought I heard this, but apparently it's a hoax. So I didn't hear it was a hoax. Who the fuck does that as a hoax? As Bobby would say, shake my head. So that's what I had heard. That's what I thought. How about my boy Stallone spicing that movie? Step to my mom will shoot. I didn't see that movie. Around off kindergarten. Yeah, well, exactly. I actually still watched and liked those movies, but it probably because it was a blasted fan of those guys from rocking the Terminator movies. Yeah, it was a hoax, but all you heard was he's dead, so you thought he was dead. I didn't really, the way all these actors are dying, it really didn't surprise me none. But I remember I watched the first Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was in a Western, and he was all big, but he didn't say much, and it was stupid. But then he did Terminator, and I felt a lot better that he, he did that. But yeah, I mean, he was able to be governor of California. He didn't know what he was doing, and I don't get. He's Austrian. I don't get why he could be governor of California. I thought you had to be a U.S. citizen. But anyway, he did a shit job there, and then he's back acting. I don't know why he chose to be governor. What was he going to beat up everybody? He would have beat up everybody. And then Stallone, I watched Vegas. It's on at like midnight with James Caan and that team. And then he's on as a guest star. And he was on yesterday. So it's pretty cool. I guess they were friends because you can see James Caan and him kind of joking around. Growing up with Rocky inspired me enough to be a permanent Stallone fan, and Terminator was awesome as well. Yeah, well, that's the whole thing about the first Rocky movie was great. The rest sucked because there's no way he could beat Apollo Creed, right? But it was just him surviving the movie. The fight was the whole point. Try and determine, and you'll be okay. That was the point of the first Rocky movie. The second Rocky movie with him winning was a joke. I mean, that's like the Lions beating Kansas City in the Super Bowl. It's never going to happen. And then Rocky 3 and Rocky 4, then we're just stupid. Then it became, okay, that's stupid. It's like all the Terminators. The first one was good. The second one, okay. And then, Terminator 11, okay. But that's where we're headed. The machines are all AIs, and it's going to be me and Bobby running the people to try to overthrow the machines. That's kind of how I see it. So people are like taking notes on these movies, and they're coming to play. But yeah, that's what I see. So yeah, you gotta see that. But well, they should own gold and silver. Arnold probably does because he's from Europe. Stallone, I'm not sure, but he hopefully he does. See, that's what we need, Bobby. If we had Arnold Schwarzenegger saying buy gold, that's what you would have the people buying gold. Unlike most of these new chumps who don't know better because they have their heads in their social media. Exactly. So if Arnold Schwarzenegger was saying, I own gold, you should too, then I bet everybody would, or some of the superstars, Nicholas. If Tiger did a commercial, I bought my gold. Did you buy yours? Something like that would really make gold go through the roof. Because people are too stupid and they just listen. They just take it for face value. If somebody says something that they like, then they go ahead and do it. It's funny that I drive past so many people these days who literally cross the street with their heads down and their phone, and like a car is not coming. Well, and the people in the car on the phone. I'll look across when I'm driving and somebody's going real slow, and the guys, you can see him texting on his phone. You're like, I only text at a light, right? The light just turned red. I know I got 30, 40 seconds. I'll look. If Daria or Jenna are texting me on WhatsApp, I'll respond. I'm driving. Or I even take a picture, me behind the wheel, so you can see the wheel in the road, and you can see I'm driving, and I'll just take the picture. So I don't want to say I'm driving in it. But too many people text while they drive, and like you said, they don't pay attention. I'll be in the pool, and the little kids run into me, 8, 9, 10 years old, and they'll say, I'm sorry. And I'm going, why don't you understand your surroundings? What the fuck are you doing? Why are you banging into me? You're not even watching. Is anybody around that? Like, this is what I do, being an INFJ. I look at everything. So I'll look at girls and they get all a little worried. I'm like, no, I look. I get, I'm getting I'm getting the feel of the surroundings. So I will look, and I'm not really staring at the girl. But if I do stare at the girl, it's to just get her body movements, her personality. That's what I do. But if I'm in a pool or in the car, I'm very aware of my surroundings. I'm very aware. No, there's somebody here. I got to be careful. I got to go over there. And if I'm driving, don't go there. Go into this lane. So I'm very much ahead of the curve, just like I am with the gold and the silver and everything. So I'm very careful about that. So that's all I'm saying. So be careful with that. But the kids today, they'll run into you and they'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like that's like. Well, as long as I said I'm sorry, I can be stupid. And I'm like, be aware of your surroundings. I'm standing here. You're not even looking to see is anybody around. You'll run into me, and then you think the I'm sorry is fine. And I'm like, what a bunch of fucking idiots we got. So yeah, I mean, people are they're just stupid, but that's school. School's not training them for anything. I don't really understand school because I don't think it's teaching them anything that you couldn't get on YouTube or a class. If you go on YouTube, how to read, I'm sure there's a class for it. You go on YouTube, how to do algebra, I'm sure there's a class on it. If you go on YouTube on history, or here we're teaching economics, I'm sure there's classes. I don't think they need to be in school. I think it's a joke because what they're teaching them in school now is not very good, and they discipline the kids and they overwhelm them with homework. And they come home. When I'm done with this, I'm done, and I couldn't go now do homework for 3 hours after doing this. I'm toast. So that's the problem I see. Is I don't, and I think times have changed. You know, school in the 1900s and school now in 2023 is a little bit different. Computer, we have the internet, everything else, and they're still not teaching about money and gold, silver, and Austrian economics. The only thing they do is teach Keynesian, which is taught by idiots very badly, where you sit there, well, the demand curve is this and the equilibrium is that. You don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. What do you mean equilibrium? Have you ever heard me say equilibrium? I might do it like this. Here's the demand, and the demand for ribs is 27, and the guy's selling it for 45. He's got to lower the price to 27. That's how I say equilibrium. When you meet the market, that to me is equilibrium, but saying it in a much easier way, not calling it equilibrium where people going, what the fuck's he talking about? The demand, I'll pay $27 for ribs. He sells them for 27. And I'm not even sure that's equilibrium. That's just meeting the market. He might sell them for 29, and we might raise the market to 29. But that could be equilibrium. In the real world, there's no charts that says, oh, price is here and demand's here, and you meet right here, and that's what you should sell it at. Well, that doesn't exist in the real world. Kind of it does, but it changes so often. And, is there inflation, and is there more people working or not? Unemployment numbers, what kind of jobs are these guys working at Myers? The greeter at the door, you want to call him working, or do you want to call my job at Harley work? There's a whole big fucking difference there. So the whole thing seems a little bit strange. But this is why you can't just take base numbers. You have to dig into the numbers. Why is gold 2,000? Because COMEX makes it. Dig into the numbers. Why isn't it priced at physical? Why is it priced in US dollars? That was the first question I asked. Why is Germany pricing gold in US dollars? Why is Italy pricing gold in US dollars? Why does everybody price gold in US dollars? I couldn't figure it out. It makes no sense. But because we're the reserve currency, everything's in US dollars. It makes no fuck. Why is there a reserve currency? If I'm Italy and I want to go to Japan and spend money, why do I need to buy US dollars to buy the yen? It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. These people are fucking morons. I just don't get it. And it just makes no sense. I'll be happy when this system collapses, and then we can get to just backed by gold, and then everything will be dollar because it's backed by gold, and everybody will take the gold. And let's get the gold price to the real price of the market, like every other product in the world. Houses, cars, they're all market priced. There is no COMEX. Could you imagine COMEX in the car industry? Yeah, I want to buy that Toyota Camry, $25. because JP Morgan, we did derivative contracts on it, lowered the price to $25. Here's your 25, give me the car. That's about what you have in gold, is that they're lowering the price without supply demand. It doesn't make sense. It's all broken. So hopefully we'll be on that elevator very, very soon. That's what we're looking for. I finally printed out my football. So I like using these pages, and then I write on them. So I went to the library yesterday. I did one for college and one for pro. So let's look at week one more time, and then we'll call it a day. It's already 2:30. I want to go to the pool by 3 because they close at 4:30 on Friday. I have no idea why they close so fucking early on Sunday. KC 6.5, 53 over Detroit. I love the game over. Detroit with no defense. KC, not much defense, and they got Mahomes. Look for some scoring. Although Detroit, I don't think can keep up. They don't really have receivers. The one guy's injured. I don't think he's any good anyway. And then their one guy who's good was the 2 or 3 receivers. Now going to be the one receiver. They'll just double team him. He won't get open. The communist is gone forever. I see him once in a while at in the where I get on the bike or in the hot tub. I ignore him and he'll go, "Hi, Howard." Like he's sorry and much respect. He's like, "Hi, Howard," and I kind of go, "Hi." I have no. Why do I want to talk to a communist? What are we going to talk about? Karl Marx? I don't want to talk about it. What the fuck? It's like, let's talk about Hitler. I mean, it's so stupid. You're going over week one of the NFL. I'm going to do the NFL because I don't really want to get into college. It's too long right now, and I haven't written it up. I'll probably write it up today. He says, "Hi, Howard," and you just keep going. Kind of like, I do this to acknowledge him, like, hey, but I won't stop to have a talk. He's privileged to be able to talk to me and learn. See, this is the problem people don't get. You want to talk, like you want to come here and learn, ask a question and learn. And people don't get it. The fucking Canadian, what is he thinking? Or Phil, oh, yeah, I wouldn't give money to my girls. You can pick my brain. Good luck finding another Austrian economist who's free on YouTube doing a live show that you can pick the brain to teach you all about money and gold and silver and football and poker and women and everything else. You can brain and you fucked it up by insulting me like the Canadian guy yesterday. What the fuck is this? Is how stupid people are. They don't get you, and then it's like, yeah, you waste my time. I can't get down to your level of stupidity, so I just kick you off. Karl Marx might as well talk about the weather. Well, yeah, I mean, why would you read a Karl Marx book and then what are you getting out of it? Oh, the worker should have the same privilege as the owner? Really? The owner's taking the risk. He's putting up the money to make the product that he thinks will work in the market, and he tries to figure out the price, and he's got to pay for the machinery and equipment or the store. Let's say you're selling ice cream. He's got to pay for the rent for the ice cream store, the ice cream, the cones, the flavors, advertise. He puts up all that. What do? You serve the fucking ice cream. Why do you deserve as much as the guy who owns it, who put up all his money and did all this shit that you aren't doing? You're just serving, putting scoops of ice cream in a cone. I mean, you don't deserve the same as the owner, but that's Karl Marx. The owner shouldn't not entitled to it. He takes the risk. He put up the money. He gets the reward. Otherwise, nobody would run a store. Then you got communism, where the government runs the stores and dictates everything. That's the problem. Anyway, so week one NFL, and then we'll call it a day. So Detroit's wide receivers. I mean, the one guy's injured. The one guy's on suspension, and the other. So they got one guy. he's good, but if he's the one receiver, now you're going to double team him. And unless he's Travis Kelce, where you really can't stop him, and he's not Travis Kelce, you're I don't know if they're going to score as much. And they gave up on their leading rusher, got 17 touchdowns. Good luck. Carolina, Atlanta lane 3, 43. I like the game under because I don't see quarterback on either team. Atlanta wants to play Army, Navy, and run the ball. Carolina, I don't know what they're doing, but they're not very strong either way. Baltimore, Houston. Again, Houston with no quarterback. Baltimore with Lamar, so it's going to be a running game. Baltimore's defense should dominate. Should be a low-scoring game. I like it under. What happened to Kelce? Nothing happened to Kelce. Why? No, I was making a comment. Unless you're Kelce, who even if he's double teamed, still gets open, and they give him. They have that one guy. I don't even know his name anymore, and he is the big shot. But he's now the 1 seed. He's now the 1 receiver. They're going to double team him. They'll take him away. And that leaves the Lions with nothing. So I'm wondering if they'll be as strong of a scoring team as they were last year. I didn't say anything about Pacheco. I still like Chocolate Eclair, but he's been injured, though. I don't know, but he was good at LSU. So Houston, Baltimore, got to love it under. Houston probably won't score all year, especially if they use Richardson. That'll be a joke. Even with Davis Mills, I mean, he sucks. Should be a good defensive game. I think it's low scoring. Cincinnati, Cleveland, Cincinnati, 2.5, 47. We got Joe Burrow on 3.5 against anybody. We take it. I love Cincinnati there. Jacksonville, 4, 44. Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence is not a pro quarterback. Indy has, they have Richardson, I think. Stroud's on Houston. Indy with no quarterback. I don't know. Yeah, I think they still have the running back. Jacksonville, not much of an offense. They're okay. Lawrence sucks. Not much of a defense. I don't know. Jacksonville, I mean, they might win the division because Indy, Houston, and Tennessee are so bad, but they're not much better. So probably, I don't know. I haven't really picked it. Tampa Bay, many 6.5, over under 46. Tampa Bay, we got to see who the quarterback is. I think right now I like Minnesota. I was listening to the radio yesterday talking about Minnesota where they let Cook go, right? I guess he's gone. I guess they just cut him. Nobody wanted him or nobody wanted his contract, so they cut him. And, they got Madison, and then I think they got somebody else, and they got Jefferson, and then they're saying, well, they let a lot of their defense go. Well, these are older guys, but Minnesota's very good at picking up guys in their defense that you never heard of that are all pros. So just because you let an older guy go doesn't mean that the guy you brought up isn't any good. So we got to see what's going on. But the guy was like, oh, the Lions are the best team in the division. Look at Minnesota. They let Cook go in this. Yeah, but they got replacements. Hello. So I like Minnesota to win there. Tampa just has too many new guys. No running. Well, Fournette maybe still there. Who's the quarterback? And then the receivers and the defense is very bad right now. Tennessee, New Orleans minus 4, 42. I like the game under because I think Tennessee with a good defense and no offense, and I don't know where Henry's going. And New Orleans, they got Carr, they got Kamara, so I liked, and I think they drafted another running back or receiver, so I think they'll be okay, New Orleans. Frisco and Pitt, love the game under. Frisco 3, 42.5. Under 48.5 is a joke. Two strong defenses, not much. Pickett not going to dent Frisco, and then we got to see who Frisco has. I think it might have Purdy's been throwing, so I think he'll be ready for September. Love the under. Arizona, Washington. Washington's 640.5. You can't trust Washington to win. I don't know who their quarterback is. Heineke, I think's gone, and I think the other guy's gone. The I can't think of his name. The guy who sucked at every place he went to was on Indy. Wentz, I think. So Wentz, I don't even know if he's still there. So they're in pretty bad shape. I like the game under. There's just no offense here. Washington's got a good defense, no offense. Chicago, Green Bay, Chicago minus 1.5, 44.5. Love against Fields. I think Love might be okay. Not that good, but I think he'll be all right. Fields sucks. All he does is run. But surprisingly, I think this is an over. Chicago's got no defense. Green Bay doesn't have much defense. And I think Fields does score a lot, even though he can't complete a pass. And Love, against the Bear defense, should be able to score. So I like this game over. I would like the Packers in 7.5 if I knew more about Love. Is it the junior year or the senior year at Utah State where he was really good the junior and he sucked the senior? So I don't know who you got here, but I don't like I can't bet Love. Denver 3.5 over Oakland 45. I like Denver in the game with Sean. I was going to say Sean Penn. With Sean Payton as the coach, look for Denver to be very explosive, very good this year. So I'm betting him. Oakland doesn't have a quarterback. Carr's gone. They got Garoppolo who's injured. So they don't have a quarterback. They don't have a coach. And Sean Payton's going to just this is an easy one for him. Yeah, I know Pacheco's the running back for KC. Whose card do you think is worth more, mine or Mahomes? Well, I think Mahomes has you by $1 or $2, Bobby. All you needed was another 500 home runs, and it'd have been right up there. Colts need Andrew Luck back because they don't have a prayer in hell with the quarterbacks they had the most. This is the problem. This is why when you see teams go bad, it's because of their quarterback. And all of a sudden they bring in a quarterback and all of a sudden they're good. And this is my point with Stenson Bennett going to the Rams. Hader going to New Orleans, even Hooker going to Detroit. But the reverse, Stroud and Richardson going to those is not going to help those teams. So it's ridiculous. Miami, San Diego 2.5, 49. Games over. Strong offenses, terrible defenses. I like the over in this game, 43. Should be a lot of points between Tagliabue and Herbert. And both are kind of offensive coaches. So definitely like this game over. Philly, New England, another strong under game, especially Mac Jones. Good defense at New England, no offense. Philly with the push offense and defense, and then they got rid of one of their running backs, so they're gonna do more pushing on 4th and 1 with the quarterback. What a joke that is. Unbelievable. But I like the game under because Philly will go for it on 3rd and 4th and 1, pick it up, and that's going to run more time off. The Rams in Seattle 5.5, 46. Seattle an over team, a lot of points, no defense. I think their defense gets better. I think their offense gets better. The Rams are kind of who knows? Is Kupp back? Is Aaron Donald playing? Is Stafford playing? I like Stenson Bennett, their quarterback. He's better than Stafford already, but we will see. So I like Seattle in this game. Unless Stafford and Aaron Donald are both playing and Kupp's playing, then it's a little closer. But from what I see now, I like Seattle. Dallas 3-46 against the Giants. Excuse me. I like the over in this game. Prescott, he's okay. A lot of turnovers. Dallas, I do like the great linebacker, Parsons. The Giants, no quarterback. They run the ball a lot. Not much of a defense. I just think over 40 with these two teams, I don't think is a big problem there. So I definitely like this game over. And Buffalo and the Jets, Buffalo 247. I love the Jets. Aaron Rodgers, he's got Lazard, he's got half the Green Bay receivers, he's got the Green Bay offensive coordinator, he's got the Frisco defense. Look for this team to get real far in the playoffs, easily win this division. They're getting points. You probably won't see them as a home dog the rest of the year. You probably won't see them as a dog too much. Jump on the Jets and 8, Jets. So the biggest plays are the under in the Philly game, the Jets, the under in the 49er game, and the over in the Bear game, and Cincinnati, and probably over in the KC game. So just a few superficial looks as of now without injuries in the preseason and things like that. Andrew Luck, it's a shame he retired. Well, he got injured and he kept getting injured, and he said, fuck it. Yeah, he was a great quarterback. Parsons said that their defense will be the best ever this season. Could be. Yeah, I love the Jets week 1. So let's say Dallas has this great defense. They still have Dak Prescott. So give me a score 20-10 because Prescott throws a pick 6 or something. Otherwise, maybe the Giants get 10 points. Dallas gets 20. So, yeah, okay. So we could see an under if their defense is all that, and they can hold the Giants to nothing. So let's say Dallas has the defense they started with last year. I bet them under a lot until the fucking Bear game, and that great defense of Parsons gave up 48 points to the Bears. And I'll never forget that game. I had that game under strong, and Fields just running. I mean, he can't complete a pass against this defense. He puts up 40-some points. I mean, it was unbelievable. This is the thing with Fields. He knows how to score. He can't throw, but he runs. And most of these defenses aren't really set up. They don't. That's why Georgia had trouble with Ohio State. Stroud ran a lot, and Georgia doesn't. They blitz the quarterback, but if the quarterback is mobile and can get out of it, they've converged. But when you get a regular quarterback, that's the difference. When you get the regular quarterback, Georgia just eats them alive because they get there so quick. Like Hooker, right? They took her, he had nowhere to go. That's why they shut him out. But you got like Stroud ran on him, so that's why everybody's so high on Stroud. But yeah, but Georgia doesn't. If they think Stroud's going to stay in the pocket, they're not ready for him to run around. And that's how it is with Fields. They're expecting him to be in the pocket. He starts running around. And Dallas isn't ready for that. A lot of the teams aren't, unless they face Lamar, who they know is going to run. Then they bring in their running quarterback package. But if you think the quarterback's going to just be in the pocket, like Georgia just gets there. But if he's not there, that's why Ohio State scored. But nobody saw Stroud as a runner. He didn't run against Michigan. So that's what you get with that. So anyway, that's what I see week 1 of the NFL. I'll start penciling in college. This is my college sheet. So I'll start penciling in the games and my notes. The keys I look at, as you can see, is defense over under, more so than in the pros. The quarterback's the key. So in the beginning, I'm going, do I have a returning quarterback or not? So on Washington, I have Penix back. On Oregon, I got Bo Nix. So yes, I put returner. And if it's a new guy or a portal guy, I'll put new. So week 1, I love betting the returning quarterbacks against the new quarterbacks, preferably one that's never played. Like Alabama and Ohio State have new quarterbacks. Now, their system, so it really won't matter. They're getting good things. Georgia has a new quarterback, supposed to be very good. How's UCLA's quarterback going to be? I think he'll be okay because it's UCLA. They should have got a good quarterback. who knows? Now he gets a chance to play, so they get the real good ones go there, and then when they get beat out, they cry and they go to the transfer pool. Then we can say, "Oh, he used to be the number one quarterback," but I guess he sucks because he couldn't beat out the guy at this other school. Anyway, so that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'll look at for week 1 in college. Usually, it's very good. And again, we're looking against weak teams like the Bowling Greens, the Ball States, the Akrons, a lot of the MAC, a lot of the Sun Belts. That's what we're really going against. So anyway, we need a star to say the dollar's going to zero. You need to buy gold. Gold will go to 50,000 an ounce. And then everybody, all the talking heads, all the followers will go, "Oh my God, Arnold Schwarzenegger said buy gold. I'm going to buy gold. I'm too stupid to buy gold when the professor teaches me. But when Arnold Schwarzenegger says drink milk or buy gold or, then I'll do it because he said it." Tiger Woods, he hits a golf ball. I'm going to go buy Nike golf clubs because Tiger Woods, does it. So I'll be Tiger Woods if I use his golf balls. I mean, that's about how stupid people are. But that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a bunch of morons in this society we live in. So we are ahead of the pack, so that's why we jump and do what we do. And then when everybody figures out gold's the right play, we're already in it. That's what I keep saying. We're already in it at this ridiculously low price. We're waiting for the rest of the people to catch up. It's sort of like Madoff. A lot of the people got out and then everybody else got stuck, but knew they were in a Ponzi scheme. So we made enough money. And then the idiots are like, "Oh, I got Ponzi scheme. I lost all my money. Oh my God. I didn't know. I just thought this was normal to get 20% return every month. Oh my God. That's not normal. I must be the stupidest person in the world to not have figured out I was in a Ponzi scheme." Oh my God. It's so like anybody with any brains would have known they're in a Ponzi scheme and would have said, "Okay, I'll put 50,000 in and I get 100,000 out. Okay, I'm out now." Just like craps. All right, I hit 6 nines and 10s and 5s. 7's really due. I'm going to get out. I'm going to take my money and get the fuck out. Boom, here comes the 7. Not, "Oh my God, the 7 came and bankrupted me." No. You got out as the roll's going on and they're hitting 6s and 8s and 9s. You realize that the 7's really due. And I know I don't think in terms like that, but we know the 7's coming. We're not idiots. The roll cannot go on forever. So once we get and we press our numbers and we hit it, we start taking them off. And then when the 7 hits, and if the 7 doesn't hit, well, we won $5,000. If the 7 doesn't hit, okay, we could have won more. If the 7 hits, we got our $5,000 and we're happy. And that's how you got to look at it. That's how you got to look at everything. Stocks, bonds, whatever you're in, take your profit. Poker, blackjack. I'm up $5,000. I'm going to leave. I don't know. What do you really think? You're going to make $1 million playing poker or blackjack with a couple $100? I mean, come on, man. So anyway, that's how you have to look at it. I think that's it. Time. It's 2:42. If I get to the pool by a little after 3, they close at 4:30, so that'll work out well. And then I got steak for dinner. I didn't get Chinese yesterday, Bobby. I just needed a break from it. I needed a break from the drive and took a couple weeks off of Chinese, I think. I got a steak I'll make a roast maybe next weekend, but just trying to work the diet hard, the avocado and my new ginger tea. It's not bad. Just 4 or 5 chunks of ginger. You peel it and you put it in. You put the hot water in. You let the ginger go into the water, and it's actually not bad. It's the healthiest shit you can have. That with the avocado, so I should be real healthy. My back's really feeling better. My feet's fine. My back's fine. It's a little sore in bed, but once I get up, like now, my back's fine. And it hurts. It's a little, it's like 95%. There's a little bit that I know my back's sore, but generally it's okay. Well, anyway, I think that's it. Any questions? Gold, silver, the market, football, anything, please let me know. Girls. In my mind, again, we don't know. We know we're going to go to the physical elevator and it's going to take us to 50,000. We don't know when. We believe it's with BRICS. So once the BRICS announces they're going to a gold-backed currency, they have to go to a gold-backed currency soon because all the currencies are going to zero. They're all blowing up. So the only alternative is people who have money, who don't want to lose it all, is to go into gold. So it's coming. If JP Morgan likes it or not, and then it's got to come at a much higher price. The price of gold and silver have to go through the roof. And it's not, oh, well, they're backing the dollar by gold, but not by silver. No, it's all one piece. Gold are joined at the hip. As gold goes up, silver goes up. So don't think it's the gold standard and the Russians are backing their dollar by gold, but not by silver. No. It's all part of the equation. So, but buy it at this price, because how much longer are they going to be in the COMEX elevator until they get into the physical? And once they're in the physical, it zooms to the roof. It's one of those express elevators. So if you think about it in terms like that, that might help you, but you don't want to be caught where the elevator's going up and then now it's zoomed to the roof and you're sitting there on the floor going, oh, fuck, I could have bought gold at 2,000. It's now 20. And now what am I going to do? Or silver. I could have bought it at 28.30. It's now 300, 400, 500 on its way. And you don't understand. Once it gets onto that elevator and once it goes 300, 400, 500, it goes 1,000 to 2,000, because then people will realize that silver's really not the $25 an ounce thing, because they don't understand it. So they just think, they don't get COMEX is keeping the price down. Oh, there's no demand for silver, so therefore I won't keep it. I won't buy it. Once it hits 300, 400, everybody jumps in because they won't be able to afford gold. Everybody comes in, and then it really shoots to the moon. Then it'll go 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 very, very quickly. And that's why, how much can you buy? You just keep buying it now. That's why I recommend not putting $400,000 on a house, but putting $100,000 on the house, $300,000 in gold and silver, because you're going to make so much more on the gold and silver than you can ever make on the house in the middle of a housing crisis where the prices on all the houses are falling. So you're buying something that's going up, bought something going up. That's common sense. The guy doesn't do it, and I'm the crazy one. So I just scratch my head. All right. Well, yeah. Well, there you go, Bobby. Bobby's got the rocket. He's got the helmet. He's got the shin pads. He's ready to go. He's got the gloves. All right. Well, have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye. Bon appetit with your pig's ears and your chicken wings and whatever else you're cooking. Enjoy. Enjoy your what is it, Cuban girlfriend, and have fun, Bobby. All right. That's it. It'll be Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know. Check at 5. And if it's not at 5, I got tired. I went to the pool, and I'll do it at 8. But let's just say right now, Tuesday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. For sure, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because it's a half day Friday. So I can easily 1 o'clock, or I can go swim after, get the sun, and then do it at 4 or 5 o'clock. But I'll be, just check in and out. I'll be on. All right, everybody, have a great weekend and good luck, and buy your gold and silver before it switches from the COMEX elevator to the physical elevator, and off we go. Must understand there's 2 different prices. The paper derivative price, which is fake, and the physical price, which they're developing now. And when they finally hit that price, it's way, way higher than you ever, and you can't lose in it. It's the only thing you can put your money in. Go to sleep, and you'll never lose. It's only going to go up. If it loses, it's the paper bullshit here, which we don't care about. That doesn't count. All right, everybody. Have a great day, great Sunday. Enjoy, relax. Try to get who should we try to get, Bobby? Tom Brady to talk about buying gold, or LeBron, or Joe Namath? I don't know. We'll get somebody. All right. Take care. Have a good day.